Friday. We're back today on Monday with the last two matches of the group stages here in the Russian Overwatch Cup. The first match, we got Regenerate going up against EXIOUS Esports, and then later on, we've got the orKs, Grand Poitiers White, going up against Team Exile and Pulse. If you would, why don't you tell the story here? What's going to be going on today? What should we watch out for?
So Team EXIOUS and Regenerate, the first two teams we're going to see coming out here today in this final round of the tournament before we head into the playoffs. These are two teams that are eliminated from the playoffs. So they're not really fighting for a playoff spot or anything right now. They're fighting to kind of get momentum to get going into let's say another tournament that they might compete in, or maybe this tournament next time it starts up next year or something like that.
Hmm.
And you may be eliminated, but that doesn't mean practice doesn't help. Like no matter what, because if you want this team to stay as a team, past this tournament, they already designed logos and everything for the team. So I'm assuming it'll go past this tournament,
Right.
and then you could take this team and move on to other tournaments and try to compete there. And using this essentially practice here, this intense scrim practice here for them, they could take that momentum and carry it on.
Yep.
Now that second match of the day, orKs GP versus Team Exile, that's going to be a little sneak peek at the playoffs because those are two teams that are in the
Ooh.
playoffs. So this may be the last time we see Regenerate and EXIOUS, but I'm excited to see what their future holds for them.
Absolutely. It'll be pretty interesting to see these teams go up against each other. EXIOUS and Regener, both teams that, of course, as you say, are eliminated currently from the playoffs. And Team Exile, even if they lose twice against orKs GP, they still make it to playoffs here. So the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs are already all cemented. We got all those set up. And now it's just a matter of figuring out the non playoff standings and what's going to be going on there. And then, Pulse, what's going to be our first map today?
Well, we are in the final round of this, and if you have been following along, you must know by now that the first map is going to be Junkertown. So the final map pool of this round is going to be Escort Control Assault. That's the
Escort
order of the
control
three
assault.
maps. Yep, absolutely, and assault only necessary if we have to go to that game three. But I'm super excited. I'm actually hoping we get a game three because I want to
Oh
see
yeah,
these. This may be the last time we've seen these teams in the tournament, but I definitely want to see them blossom and grow here.
yeah. I want to see go out with a bang. That's how you got to do it,
Mhm.
like
Exactly.
fireworks. But in terms of both of these teams and then the teams that are making the playoffs, I was really quite impressed with what I saw from both Regener and EXIOUS throughout. And it's just a matter of the teams that have had more practice together, more time together, taking
Hmm.
taking the those top three spots. But this is definitely going to be a good match, and I'm sure these teams are fairly well balanced. In terms of the standings, they're about the same. So uh,
Right.
I I I would probably expect a round three here as well. I wouldn't be very surprised. And man, I can't wait for the playoffs though. That's going to be very exciting, Pulse.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be, the thing that everyone's kind of looking forward to and reaching for. Essentially, this whole tournament's all been building up to that, playoff spot. So I'm super excited for it. But for now, we've got these two teams in the regular season. The last time we'll see them, and I'm I'm a little sad, to be honest. I'm a
That's
little
true.
sad that this is
Yeah.
the last time I'm gonna be seeing these guys in this tournament. But they do have Twitters and stuff that you could keep an eye on. Go ahead and you can go and follow them if you like these teams, and see what the future holds for them.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a little bittersweet always seeing these teams. We've seen them play, we've casted them, we've had fun, watching them play, and it's a little sad that now we won't see them for quite some time. But hopefully we'll get to see them again in the future in perhaps some later tournaments or whatever it is. And I mean that's really what this is for at this point. It's just experience because even if you place fourth or fifth in the standings, it's still fourth or fifth out of what 9 teams that we have here in the Russian Overwatch Cup, which is pretty solid. You can use that to your advantage in the future. As we're gonna get right on in game here, going into the land down under Junkertown in Australia. I can't wait to see what these teams are gonna bring. And Pulse, what should we expect in Junkertown?
Well, I mean, the attack team on Junkertown is always super interesting to me because we've seen teams run the basic goats comp all the way to the triple tank composition.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that has a lot of flexibility. Now on the defense side, we do seem to see a little bit more of like a classic strategy. We'll have the pulled pork combination with the Risa Roadhog. That's a pretty common combination, along with the double snipers on the DPS line, also a very common combination. Or we could have, the famous man himself, the Jake Rat,
The
coming out
Jake
here
Rat. Ooh.
to spam down that damage on point A. So point A, I feel like is where defense, they want to hold as much as they can, but really it's just kind of to whittle down the time. The fight gets a little scrappy in Junkertown once you approach point C.
Absolutely. We're just waiting here for players to load in. So everyone's just having a little bit of fun skirmishing. But Pulse, and again, we always see sometimes, well, not always, but what is pretty popular here is that pirate ship composition. And what the pirate ship is you have the Orisa, and then you have the Bastion, and then the Orisa puts her shield up on the point, then the sails go flying with the Bastion behind it. He's the main cannon, and then they just move through. It's a big old pirate ship of death rolling right through Junkertown, and we've seen teams do that on multiple payload maps, so I wonder if the offense is going to choose to run that here. And let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. All right, we got Regenerate in the blue. We got Regenerate in the blue, and Team EXIOUS in the red. And look at this, Pulse. What do we got on the side of the offense? We got that Orisa Bastion. Hopefully we see the pirate ship, because I really like it. It's a nice creative strategy, and it's also always good seeing how the defense wants to take it down. And how would you go about taking down the pirate ship?
You just have to approach it from multiple sides. Really, a lot of teams try to play the hero comp, or do some hero plays where they try to charge the pirate ship itself. That's not a good strategy. Don't try to charge it by yourself. Get some team coordination. Remember, the sail could only face one way, so if the Bastion's looking one way, you got to get around the other way, and that's really what you have to do, is approach it as a team. And this defense, I feel like they can hold it, especially with the pulled port combination on the defense. You could get that Bastion off the payload with the halt and the hook. So something that it's a strategy definitely to counter that pirate ship.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that they're expecting the pirate ship sails to be flying out here. Wouldn't mind goes out, get a trigger right away. NYC very low already here, and there's a Bastion moving around on the left side. He's going to set up on the point. You want to prevent this Bastion from setting up, because the second he sets up, that could spell very well disaster for your team. And you see they're already backing up because of the Bastion that is now set up on this payload of Wally. And we've seen Wally play lots of different things. Bastion is not one of them, so this is a bit of a debut for him perhaps. And they've just rolled right around the first corner right away, spamming out the shields. Defense has got to back out here for the time being.
Absolutely, yeah. Wally is no. Ooh, Jasimgod's gonna find a pick on a Pyronal, and that there's no sniper to contest Jasimgod. Now he's gonna find an angle to try to get out Wally.
Goes down to Wally's suppressive fire here on the Bastion. The pirate ship rolling right forward. Pulse, this is the strength of the pirate ship. When you let it get set up like this, it just wreaks havoc. There's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Yeah, it's just the execution was a little odd. They're going to switch up the defense side a little bit. Now they're going to go into a full-on dive to try to counter this pirate ship. It's going to be very odd. Like you mentioned, Wally, he is their second support player normally. Now he's on the Bastion, so Mist is going to get his ult very quickly, because he's the only one healing up the whole team, and he's already close to a Valkyrie.
Yeah, the Valkyrie is definitely going to play a big part into it, and you got to watch for the Hanzo as well. Of Arbiter here, he's got it. Going to be half HP before skirting his way out of danger here. He's got the Dragon Strike. He's just looking for a good opportunity here to use it. And now Bastion coming up on his ultimate as well on the side of Wally. There's the dive moving on to the Bastion. They're trying to finish him off, but Wally is going to be finished off by Escapist. Magini is down. Juthis is down, however, as a result of trading back and forth. Mist going to be there for the resurrection onto Wally. Pyronal does fall, but I don't think it matters, because they still got Wally here, who's got the ultimate. Offense, really, it's so hard to shut down the pirate ship. They tried, but they couldn't kill the Mercy, and that was perhaps the more important pick. Jasimgod does get it, but actually takes down Mist as well. Defense might have an opportunity here if they can reset back fast enough. Here comes Sam Leet, the pro gamer himself, but he's waiting for the time being. Wants to wait for the contestation for the rest of his team to come out as well. And here we go. Here's where we might see the defense drop down, trying to contest this. They're going to use the Dragon Strike and the Dragon Blade. Both Shimada brothers going at it right now. There's the Diva Bomb as well from Adrelli. Not going to find anything. Goes to naught. There's the Dragon Strike as well from Jasimgod. But defense going to hold on here. Again, Pulse, they had the spawn advantage, and the offense just couldn't set back up in time with that pirate ship. So I would expect a switch here.
Oh, absolutely. Pirate Ship's kind of a one-and-done trick. Wally might not switch off instantly just because he has the ult. He wants to use the configuration ultimate to kind of clear the area with the tank. Maybe set up yet again. Pyronal has the... there it goes. He's going to pop the sights. He knows where everybody is, and, that could be an advantage for Wally.
Absolutely. If you can set up in a good spot and be able to take them all out and dismantle them. But oh, NYC drops the supercharger if it pays for it. Here comes Wally with that tank mode. But the response with the Transcendence here is not looking too good. Wally going to be finished off, deflected and dying by his own hand. How unlucky. Escapist is going to be the only one to fall. And this is a beautiful, beautiful, clean engagement on the side of the defense. They only need 2 ultimates, Pulse, and that's very solid.
Very, very solid indeed. They survived a lot of ultimates. Now Arbiter still has the dragons to kind of push in with, but really the most you could do in this situation is just split up the team. It's a little unfortunate to kind of use your ult in that way, but it'll definitely help your team in the long run. They're all set up on this side. Regenerate maybe pushing a little too far. Might need to back up a little
Dragon
bit.
Strike. They waited for the D.Va to be demaxed, but she couldn't eat it. Catches 2 already. Pyronal does fall, but the sniper, I think that's not going to matter in the long run. Yep, Escape is soon to be finished off as well. He paid for it by diving in. Now, Juthis, the next one to fall. Like Dominoes here on Junkertown, and EXIOUS is going to continue to push forward with 2 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock. That is definitely going to be boosted. Possible one more contest here, Pulse. What do you think?
Maybe on this one, if they want to engage right now, it's going to be up to RUOWCup to engage. And well, they switched over to the full-on dive on the side of the offense, so you have to be very careful because that's going to be a very powerful strategy if you're trickling in one by one.
0.38 meters on the clock. Juthis is there for the contest. Here's the blade from Sam. He's very low though, half HP, slowly getting healed up. Finishes off Pyronal, but there's a Valkyrie from EXIOUS here. Yeah. Got off the point for just a second too long, and they're going to continue to push in here. 3 minutes and 30 seconds now on the clock for EXIOUS. Looking very solid here as they're going to stay on this dive on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. And since there's no really ultimates for Regenerate to kind of contest here, they could save Wally's ultimate for a very long time before the fight gets scrappy at the the final turn for this point C. The dives are going to engage each other on this top part here.
Absolutely. The little spinning helicopter blades, I don't know exactly what it is. Pyronal so low. Able to get the healing from his Mercy there. The Tesla cannon penetrating through the deflect, as we all know. The Tendrils trying to find their way, but Juthis caught by the bomb of Adrelli. He's got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and he is just caught out in the open. That's exactly what you don't want to have happen. Magini soon to fall as well. Offense looking very good now, Pulse. As soon as they switch off onto this full dive, they're looking very solid to take this point.
Great usage of the ult economy as well. They didn't even use that many ults to in that final fight. They only used Adrelli's D.Va bomb, and they still have all of these ults in their back pocket.
Juthis invests the Valkyrie as well. Wants to hold on to the front line, but here's a blade from Pyronal in the back line. Finds Magini. Couldn't be able to use his Transcendence in time. Here's the D.Va bomb on the front line from RUOWCup. Catches Wally, missed down as well. Down falls Pyronal. And now the defense might just have a chance here on the side of Regenerate. Shame God is going to go down, but they've got the tank line up and running. DPS is still there. Sam Lead is alive. Adrelli's going to drop another bomb very early. Doesn't find anything, just zoning them out. Adrelli falls. NYC falls. Escapist, the one to fall. Defense holds on tight. They got a blade and a Transcendence. Pulse, what are they going to do with it?
They're going to stay alive as long as they can. It's a little unfortunate that on the side of the offense, they lost their momentum in this final stretch out here because the spawn advantage is just so huge for the defense right now. It is not even close to being fair. So if the team wipes it out, then it's just Sam God's going to open it up by taking out his opposite number.
There you go, Arbiter, the one to fall next, and now I don't even think they need any ultimates here. They can just play it slow, get the picks, and drive them off, because it's so hard to fight this. Now you get the res back on, too. Wally finds Escapist. That's big. RUOWCup's got a bomb. He's going to use it. Sam got to investigate Dragon Strike as well. There you go. Double kill right away. Sam with a blade finds Arbiter, and now that's going to be it. RUOWCup finishes off NYC, and Adrelli and Wally are still trying to push in here with Mist, but that's going to be a Valkyrie that goes to naught. Just 3 ultimates used by the defense of Regenerate to finish things off, and Sam with the dash resets, cutting back and forth here. Just on the cleanup duty. Now they're going to stagger Adrelli as well. Pulse. They use 3 ultimates there, but in turn they have 3 more, whereas the offense, they don't really got a whole lot, and 50 seconds left about. How does the offense go around taking this point?
You do have Adrelli's bomb, so really what you have to do is just kind of use it as an opener to get your team in. You're close to a lot of ultimates, but Sam God's going to find Miss, and that's a huge stagger, especially with 40 seconds left. And Wally, oh goodness.
Yeah,
this is looking not too good for the offense.
Sam gives Arbiter his own arrow right back into his face. Regenerate. They're holding strong here. They didn't look too good on the first 2 stretches, but as soon as they got their momentum in this .3 stretch, they're looking very good. Still 3 ultimates. Sam's going to have his blade. RUOWCup's going to have his bomb. 15 seconds left. Can EXIOUS even touch?
That's going to be the key here. I'm assuming Wally's going to pop the Transcendence as soon as he comes out of here, just to touch the point. And, ooh, actually, he's not going to rush for the point right now. And
3 seconds left. 2, 1. Is anyone going to get there? I don't think so. They're just going to ignore the payload, and that's going to be Regenerate. Holding strong on point 3, very solid, you know, very solid hold. You know, getting all the way is very hard in Junkertown because, like you said, Pulse, that aforementioned spawn advantage is so strong and so defense favored that it's very hard for any opposing team to be able to try and overcome that. So, you know, I'm not really too surprised by this result that they didn't push it all the way. You know, it's a bit of an expected result, but it's all up to Regenerate here if they can match that and push it to that same spot on offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, EXIOUS kind of wiped out Regenerate on the first 2 pushes with just 2 compositions, essentially. The first, on point A, it was Pirate Ship. On point B, it was the dive composition. And then once they move on to point C, you know, that spawn advantage, it's just too heavy for, you know, a dive comp to kind of keep running into it. Because dive comps, essentially, they want to either, you know, win a fight quickly or lose a fight quickly. But with that spawn advantage, it just makes fights so long. Because if you get a pick and, you know, you're taking a while to get the next pick, then that, you know, that person's already coming back, and it's just a rotating spawn. And yeah, that spawn advantage is very tough for an offense to push through. But they still got it a long way, and if they're able to hold it very well on either point A or point B, you know, they have a good chance at winning this.
Yeah, it turns into a bit of a 2CP situation, you know, with all that spawn advantage just going back and forth. And the defense is totally stacked. I definitely agree with you. And the offense here, I don't see a Pirate Ship for the time being. They might switch it up, but they have the Orisa, which I think you need on Junkertown just because of that ever-refreshing shield. But another fairly popular pick is Jasam God here on this Widow. Oh, never mind. He's on the Hanzo. But that's also fairly popular. What's not popular, though, Pulse, is this Ana pick.
Yeah, it is a little weird. You do get the grenade usage in there, and that, you know, that could be very useful. But look at this, Arbiter on that Junkrat gonna rain down so much spam damage and destroy Escapist shield.
Yeah, that's gonna be very hard for that shield to be set up, and hooked is Artemka. Hook, line, and sinker. That's pulled pork if I ever saw one. Artemka the one to fall here. Drelly gets that pick. They're going to rotate down to the bottom ground here for the EXIOUS Esports. They're just spamming damage back and forth. Artemka's brought back. Here comes Arbiter resetting up top, though, but he's just kind of firing around. Wants to pressure multiple angles at once. That's what you do as a Junkrat. Triggered the trap. Was Sam Leet, and now big anti. Yeah, you got to catch everybody. NYC does fall. They're able to hold on, though, because of that double kill there from Arbiter. Just holding them back with his Junkrat. And Pulse, this is looking very solid. But this Ana, I like this Ana, actually, because, you know, ever since Ana's buffs, and the buffs of the supports recently, you know, if you don't know, her Nano Boost now restores HP to her fellow teammates, you know, that in the combination with her now 14 ammo that's been in game for a while, makes Ana and a lot of other supports a lot more viable, so I'm very excited about this. Jasam God gonna use the Dragon Strike, not gonna find anything. Mage Ginny, the one to fall. Here comes Arbiter's Tire, waiting up top, finds Escapist, and that's the fight. Same God just in the back, gets 2. That's going to be it, though. Not a whole lot. Mist is there, just dodging back and forth. Wants to finish off Jasam God here as the front line fight is continuing too. Jasam God gets 3 picks, actually. Juthis is there. This might have just been what the offense needed. They're pushing in now. Sam Lead is there. Adrelli does finish him off with the help of NYC, but Sam Lead catches Mist. NYC forced to drop the Supercharger here. They're investing ultimates into perhaps a lost fight. Jasam God just brought right back into the fight. Artemka now found, but Jasam God's back. They have the damage. Can they finish off Adrelli? They do. Escapist there. Here comes the blade, the anti-nade to support, and that's going to be that. Pyronal does catch Sam Lead, but that's not going to matter as Pyronal finds him right away. Very, very well played there by the offense to just steamroll right on through.
All right, I am back. Sorry, I missed that little that little fight. I had a little, you know, just a little internet spike. But yes, they pushed it all the way through point A, and you know, they didn't invest too many ultimates. They still had 3 ultimates for this fight. Really only invested Sam and Meijini. So very good ult usage. Escapist coming up on the Supercharger as well.
That's going to be big, you know, getting that damage is so good, but they're coming around the corner. Artemka takes a shot to the face. Got to be very careful. Here comes Jasam God with the Dragon Strike. It's just going to not do a whole lot here just because of where the defense is positioned. But now they've set up on this high ground, a little interesting spot. They're raining down damage from above. Can they finish them off? There's the Supercharger from Escapist. They're moving in now, trying to establish themselves on the side of the Regenerate here. Mist flying across through danger right into the Sam lead. He's got to fly right on back here, very low. He needs to be careful here. He's going to invest the Valkyrie, both support ultimates at the same time. Not sure if that's the best of decisions. Perhaps a bit of a miscommunication, but here comes the bomb, the tire rather. Finds Juthis, Mage Uni found by the whole hog, but pulls all the ultimates invested from EXIOUS here.
Yeah, they did. They did it to just kind of hold off the offense for them, and I don't even know how long that's going to last on the fight. Jelly's going to finish off Shame God. That is a big stagger because the rest of the team was already back, and just maybe tried to go for a res, but then realized the whole team was right up there, dropped it right back down.
You fly up there, you know, you're the Mercy, you're like, oh, okay, easy res, and then you see the Widowmaker right in your face, you're like, nope, I'm out of here faster than you can think even of getting a shot on me. That's what Juthis says, but Artemka, they're going to switch over here to this dive composition with Hanzo, Genji. Interesting with the support line, they're going for a lot of heals here. I like the utility, but on the defense, Arbiter is going to switch over to this Brigitte. They got the triple support.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to keep their team up for a long time. They're looking for longevity in these fights to kind of stay alive to you know, be able to handle the dive coming in from Regenerate.
Just poking back and forth here. Shame God now, the one to be found. Going back up into the high ground is EXIOUS, but all three fall. Shame God, Juthis, and EXIOUS in turn. Sam invests the blade. The Nano Blade actually finds Arbiter, looks for the supports, missed very low, finds Miss, double kill before he's shot in the head, or rather the body, by Pyronal there. Good double kill, but it's not going to mean a whole lot here because they're just holding the back right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Offense needs to engage quickly if you want to get value out of that blade. Essentially, I mean, they're already walking back. It looks like the offense will engage before the defense team gets back to full strength, but it won't be too long. As they're already back.
Yeah, here they come. They're just staging for another dive on the side of Regenerate. EXIOUS going to drop back for the time being. Here comes EXIOUS diving in, gets discorded very low. See the Dragon Strike as well, finds NYC, missed down. Artemka D-Mech, but EXIOUS just knocking them all back and forth right now with this Winston Primal Rage. And they're going to be able to push it here. Regenerate stopped for a little bit, but they've got the momentum back going towards in their favor. And Regenerate move it into the point 3. EXIOUS got a hold around these corners now. Sam catches Pyronal though.
Yeah, Arbiter's going to pop that rally as soon as everyone is together. This is going to be a very, very intense fight, especially coming around this corner. Remember, they don't have to make it all the way. They don't have to make it 89.29 meters.
They're very close as well. Now just moving on forward. You know, really, you can't fight it in this very early phases of the fight. You got to wait until it goes around the corner. Here's the rally. Are they going to go down underneath? I wonder. Yeah, they are. They're going to push down under and over top as well. Attack on two fronts. NYC finds Shame God on this Winston. They've switched over to the dive. Actually, kind of a half dive here with this hog, which makes a lot of sense. It's a lot better. Triple kill already for the EXIOUS, and they're pushing back Regenerate for now. And Pulse, this is almost a mirror situation of what we saw that happened to the Regenerate when they were on the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really, in this fight, they're kind of building up ultimates right now. After this fight, they'll essentially have 5 ultimates. So, you know, good usage. You know, I was a little afraid that Juthis was going to pop the Valkyrie in that last fight. You know, when they were kind of getting dived on. But good eye to kind of hold back on them and wait till everyone does use it. Same got to use the dragon. They kind of split up the team so that dive can initiate.
They use the Valkyrie as well, and now missed. Almost found by Sam, but there's a triple kill again. Adrelli in the back with the whole hog. Catches Mage Uni and then uses it. Catches Shame God. Down falls Artemka, was demeched and then shortly finished off. And only really one ultimate invested to push back an offense when they used their Valkyrie. That's huge, Pulse. And, well, 2 ultimates actually with Shame God as well. They're going to switch over to this Ryan. Hopefully that gives them the value they need. What's the thought process here?
I don't know. Well, the thought process is restart at the moment. You're going to lose 2 from that dragon from Pyronal, and EXIOUS is left out to dry. He was split off from the team. The dragon split up everyone, and that's 4 down, and that's just a full reset. Juthis is going to invest the res onto Shame God so that, you know, they're not completely out of it, but it's going to be hard for them to kind of push back. They're putting EXIOUS is pushing a lot of pressure on Regenerate right now.
This Reinhardt, you know, probably would have found value if they just pushed on in with the shield, but that Dragon Strike just put an end to all their hopes and dreams. Here we go. They're going to engage with a Dragon Strike on the side of the offense. Blade as well. Transcendence is there. That's a bomb. If I've ever seen one. Artemka just wipes out half of all life on the side of the EXIOUS. That's a huge play for Regenerate. They can get this payload moving right when they need it. 18 seconds left. Definitely coming up clutch as Artemka and YC finished off Pulse. This is it. No one's on the payload right now, though. They're looking to finish off a Drelly, just getting these staggers.
Yeah, going for the kills rather than the payload. It's okay. But you're right. This fight is going to go into overtime here as the defense is going to engage one more time. Arbiter switching into the Doomfist. It's just a stall comp at this point. It's going to get very, very scrappy pretty soon.
Let's see what the Doomfist can do. Oh, slept his NYC right away. Going in on the Ana is Arbiter, and he finds Majini right away. D-Mech now punches Escapist. He's hungry for blood. He's looking for him, but Escapist with a big shatter. Gonna knock Arbiter flat on his back. Oh, NYC with the clutch comes in, prevents Arbiter from dying, but he in turn does fall. Sam got Des the pick. Sam with the blade now, looking for Pyrono. Takes an arrow, though. Gonna go down. Offense still on the payload for the time being. The Dragon Strike not going to find anything eaten up by a Drelly. Escapist is there. He's finished off. Defense holds strong. That's going to be the EXIOUS. They're going to win this one out. EXIOUS Esports take Junkertown, bringing themselves 1-0. Very well played from them, Pulse. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely, you'd agree. It's kind of hard not to see how they were the superior team on that fight. I mean, no matter what, I feel like these teams would get wiped out pretty quickly before the fight even started. Here's Artemka's huge bomb. Great game sense to kind of launch that out there. The team's not split up or in a position to get around a corner quickly. And, yeah, just great usage of the bomb there. Jelly with 47 eliminations.
Wow.
Goodness gracious, 58% of the kill participation.
Both of these divas absolutely popping off here. But you saw EXIOUS going to be the victors here. And I think the main reason for that is just their proper ultimate cycling. Their ultimate cycling was perfect. They were absolutely stellar with it every time. They're only using a few ultimates, not investing too much, not investing too little. It's like the old story of Goldilocks. It's like the porridge is either too hot or too cold, but no, EXIOUS was just right on that one with their ultimates.
Right,
and
absolutely.
Pushing back Regenerate time and time again with just well timed. I mean, by the time they'd use their ultimates, their other three would get their ultimates, and then vice versa, back and forth, and they always held the ultimate advantage.
Exactly, yeah. And the ult economy is just like such a key thing to pay attention to, and we've seen everybody from Overwatch teams, contenders teams. They always say the great ones always say that they have an ult tracker, and that's great to have on the team to just kind of pay attention to who has what ultimates at a time. So not everyone's not always calling out, I have Dragon, I have Valkyrie. It's just you can have one person to call it out. And then, maybe a team captain or maybe even that same person, could like call out when to use which ultimates. You don't always, spam Q at once, and not everyone's pressing Q at once, and just wasting those ultimates. Getting value out of every single ultimate, it seems like, in that final fight. Great usage of the ultimates. Now, one thing I am liking out of this final match here is that we have a lot of subs in, and a lot of people you wouldn't see earlier in the tournament. And I love seeing this whole team because we already mentioned it, but these guys have like a full roster. They got guys on the bench for this final match. They're putting them in, so I'm happy to see kind of these unknown names.
Yeah, I gotta get some practice. Gonna move into Lijiang next. That's gonna be the next control map. Lijiang, interesting map for sure. That control, I feel, definitely plays in favor of the team that has good ultimate cycling because you have to hold the point for such a long time. So this could play into EXIOUS' strengths, though. We'll see what Regenerate can do to counter that. And Pulse, how do you start countering that? Is it just a matter of just use ultimates better, lull forehead, or is there actually some sort of secret to it?
You kind of have to play their game against them. You have to recognize, their composition and then what ultimates, they would use in tandem with each other. You've already played against these guys throughout this whole tournament. These guys are familiar foes that you could, you have VODs on VODs and VODs. So just keep watching and, learning your opponent. And you could, like you mentioned, just play, their game essentially. Use some great ultimates, but then also realize what ultimates they have and what they're going to use against you and how they use it. It's these guys aren't doing something new and unknown. These guys have been playing the same game since day one of the tournament. Just like all these teams have. They've definitely improved, but they also they're not doing something quirky that we've never seen before. So you just have to recognize their comp and see what how they use it in action. And now on the side, these comps aren't finalized at the moment, but we are moving on to Lijiang Tower, like you mentioned. And at the moment, on the side of EXIOUS, we're gonna run the Hammond Diva composition, which is something that's becoming more and more popular over
Oh
time.
yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting. I never knew you could see all parts of Lijiang from each map. You'll see what I mean if you look on the stream right now. There's gardens and there's control center. But anyways, let's get focused here. For Mercy on both sides, just same God going to be supported by Mageny, and in turn Arbiter supported by Mist. On the side of Regenerate here, they're pushing around the outside. First pick, down falls the Pharah. They're going to be able to res that one, but that momentum already seems to be shifting on the side of Regenerate there. Woo, bit of a lag spike there, but everyone's back up and moving. Here we go. Same God is just pressuring the outside of the point here, preventing them from rotating in properly on the side of EXIOUS, and Regenerate is controlling the point for the time being on the outside here. Same God looking for the shot.
Oh, no.
Onto Arbiter, finds one. Can he find another one? Nope. He's going to be found by Pyronal in a full wipe by the EXIOUS. I mean, we're paying attention to the Pharaoh on the outside, but on the point itself, everyone just got clapped by
absolutely
EXIOUS there. Beautiful.
And I think the reason they got clapped was the same reason for us. I mean, I think they were paying attention to the fair on the outside too. Pyronal's gonna find a stagger pick onto Sam when everyone just came back up, and Sam's down yet again. Just Sam got to switch over to the soldier. With the soldier buffs, it is a legitimate great counter to the Pharah.
Absolutely here. Pyronal found that shot. Beautiful. Onto Sam there, just to stagger out the push. And oh, look where the dive is staging. They're waiting. They're ready for them to move in. Same got pressured. Pyronal finds Mageny right away, and with your Mercy down, there's not a whole lot you can do, of course. EXIOUS is just holding strong right now. Looking very good here on Lijiang Market.
Yeah, Regenerate's not playing like a team, that we've seen before. Sam's going to take down Pyronal, so there's no more cyber pressure. And yeah, here's the picks coming in. But Arbiter still isn't really contested right now. He takes out Same got the only really real threat to him. And now he's just going to kind of fly high and rain down some rockets.
Oh my goodness, NYC finds 2 picks there. Now 3 if he can find Mageny. Does do just that. Has the Primal Rage as well. Man, Pulse, Regenerate's playing a little bit split right now. I think they just got to focus up, play together here, move in, counteract this dive that comes in on them, and they'll be able to finally get some momentum going on their side. But for the time being, 70% counting for EXIOUS.
Yeah, and they have all 6 ultimates. Pyronal's going to use the visor, and here comes the Justice. Raining down, and to find a triple kill, and they only use 2 ults, so they have 4 more in the pocket.
It's raining in Lijiang Tower. Not just water, but it's also raining rockets. That's perhaps a little bit more dangerous than even acid rain. It's rocket rain, and the Justice from above wipes out the offense of the Regenerate. 95%. Can they make it, Pulse? It really depends. All in Escapist here. Jumps out of the point. Knocked away. Artemka's there, though. Escapist makes it there just in time, but Juthis falls right away. They invest the Valkyrie as well. They're just trying to gain a foothold on the point, but it's so hard when 2 of your members are already down. There's a bomb. They have to get off the point. Mageny found. So unlucky. Escapist the next one. Artemka very low. Gonna be D-mech. Can Juthis make it back to the point with his Transcendence? I don't think so, and even if he does, it's not gonna matter a whole lot. So EXIOUS 100-0 here. Man, they've been very strong on Lijiang. The loser's pick here. You had the Regenerate pick Lijiang Tower, and I don't know, they might have been playing right into the hands of EXIOUS here as we move on to Garden. And look, let's see if we can spot Night Market. Well, it's down there. There it is. There it is. You can see it. Very interesting.
Can we see it?
Yeah. If you move all the way over, then you can see the Night Market, and then if you look up as well, there's Control Center. Anyways, that's off topic. You can see the ships as well, which I think is interesting. Because I mean, it's not as if the ship is just moving back and forth to different zones. It's like there's a ship on each one, and I guess they just teleport to the ships. Who knows?
Yeah, that's how ships work. What?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, well, I mean, it's the future, right? They got teleporters and stuff.
All right, so let's see. Regenerate's going to switch it up. Sam's going to go onto the Pharah to kind of battle, kind of put a lot of pressure on the ground that Arbiter was doing to them.
Go.
Same God, yeah, there you go. That's the opening.
Oh, big boop.
Down.
Down falls Adrelli there. Nice boop by Mageny. Waited for the mech to be demeched, and Artemka knocks him off as well here. Here we go. This is the Regenerate we're used to seeing. They look a lot better here as they establish themselves on the point right away. Wait. Alright, just same God, your golden guns look weird. They don't look golden at all, but well, at least in that level. Anyways, they've established themselves, and as a result, they have the ultimate advantage right now. Just him got engaged in a bit of a duel here with Pyrono. Gonna have to recall out of that one. Not a fight you can survive in for long. 11 HP. Whew, very risky. EXIOUS gonna push around through the white room here, Pulse. Trying to establish a foothold. Nope, they're just gonna dive right on.
Oh, absolutely, and you know, Regenerate playing a lot better, playing as a team now, and engaging in this dive. It seems dive's a very comp for them, but look, they're holding off the attack for now, but here goes the barrage. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Arbiter finds Escapist. There's the bomb on the point, dropped by Artemka. Not going to find a whole lot, just gets the shield off the point. Arbiter's brought back into the fight, but Sam Lead found Pyrono. Arbiter catches Sam. Here's the Transcendence from Wally, just keeping the team alive. EXIOUS might have established themselves on the point now. They might have been able to get that, but here comes the catastrophe.
Oh, the Regenerate.
And Escapist gonna use his Primal Rage as well, just knocking the team around. Sound Barrier invested. They might have an opportunity to take the point back. Sam got found. Sam's on the outside, spamming in the rockets, looking for Arbiter here, but here comes the bomb from Adrelli. Not gonna find anything. You see Sam just duck out of the point for the time being. Missed! Caught! Combination of the diva play of Artemka and Sam here. Sam taken down before he can use the barrage. However, Pyrono switching over the Tracer. 67%. They bought so much time on the point. Majini takes down Pyrono. NYC catches Escapist. But Regenerate, they're still holding onto this point right now. They're just contesting right now is all they want to do. Majini is just doing all the work right now on this Lucio, just dancing around the point. They can't stop him, and they take the point. They hold the point. 81%.
Wow.
And EXIOUS, they got to push back here in this next push here, because really they got one more.
Absolutely. I have so much to say about this round. Goodness gracious, Regenerate looking like a brand new team coming out of nowhere. Even when you expect, you know, it to get scrappy when you're kind of filing in one by one. The Diva wants to go in the air, trying to take out the comp in the air.
Down falls Juthis. Arbiter found. Sam, though, found in turn. Majini, the next one, looking to be found by Pyrono here, who's got the Tracer bomb. 99% no on the point. EXIOUS opening strong. Bomb comes out. Not going to find anything, but Majini still dancing around. Uses the beat on the point. We're still watching Pyrono because this is who you want to watch. Tracer's play in fights is always something to be seen. How they stay alive, how they focus targets. Escape is found. Next is Majini. He's the one to fall. Artemka, there's a triple kill. And now EXIOUS gonna take the point here. 99% though. Pulse, they gotta hold on tight.
Oh yeah, they absolutely do. You lose one fight, you lose it all, and that's why, you know, for these next couple fights, I expect Regenerate just kind of build up some ultimates so that they can just use all of them. One clean fight, one clean win, and you flip it over. Look at Pyrono on this Tracer, very sneaky in the backline, waiting for them to come around.
I think he expects them to rotate out on the front side, possibly. Oh. Nope. Alright, well, that's fine. There's the bomb that comes out. They're able to duck around the corner just in time, but Escapist takes a lot of flack as a result. He's about half HP. Wally the first to be found. However, that's a big one. Escapist does fall, but the res comes out onto Wally, so you see that the EXIOUS are going to be fighting this one at full strength as Artemka's on the point. Barrage from Arbiter here. He's going to be looking for a big one, trying to find Juthis.
Sam!
But Sam is there. Sam is always there. Sam takes him down with a double kill, takes down misses, while Pyrono now finding two, trying to turn the tides of the fight, has the bomb, looking for Sam God, gonna blink around on the outskirts of the point, looking for Artemka now, who's on the outside. Bomb comes out, not gonna find anything. EXIOUS holding strong for now. Artemka very low on the outside, gonna be demeched by Pyrono here. Oh, he's finally... The defense matrix allowed him to hold on for quite some time, but it just wasn't enough to sustain himself in a long-term fight. Artemka's still demech. Juthis back up top. They're investing a lot of ultimates here on the side of Regenerate, trying to retake this point. Arbiter falls. Adrelli next. Pyrono's still holding on tight on this point, but I don't think he can find a whole lot of picks. There's too much healing. Majini finally falls. There's a barrage from Sam. Doesn't find anything, just zones them off the point. Here's the retake coming out from Regenerate. 99% of the point. Adrelli switches over to the Hammond. Wants to be able to contest the point. They've got this weird tank line with the Hammond and the Winston. Just looking for the pure, unbridled contest. Same God finds two. However, Arbiter and YC falling. Adrelli bringing that good old spin to win strategy on the point, rather. Pyrono catches Escapist. Majini boops Adrelli into the well. Here comes NYC, brought back into the fight. 99% on the point, 72%. Bomb, or sound barrier invested by Majini here. Pyrono very close to the bomb. He's going to be looking for a big one here on the point, as they're just... It's just going back and forth now, Pulse. It's just a scrappy fight.
Yeah.
I don't even know who's winning at this point. It's just picks coming out. Finally, NYC finds two. They're looking for Artemka before he can get back into the back, but nobody finishes him off. Adrelli finds Juthis, however, with the pile driving his way back onto the point. Escapist is about half HP. Soon to be finished off, but Pyrono's found on the outside of the point. Finally, Arbiter finds Escapist. D-Max Artemka. Can they find it? They do. Wow,
Oh,
Regenerate flips it, but EXIOUS holds on tight here, Pulse. 77% and counting for EXIOUS. Maybe 2 more fights here for the Regenerate.
Maybe 2 more fights if you get engaged now. It has to go in quickly. Same God and Pyronal, I feel like, is the ones to watch. They're kind of, engaging this fight a lot. Sam in the sky, he's been such a good fair showing that here on this map. And look at this. They don't want this to be their last map of the season.
Here comes the barrage.
Oh!
Sam, Pyronal finds Judas. There's the meteor strike from Arbiter. 2 picks already for EXIOUS. Artemka finds one with a bomb. They're trying to stay on the point. Shazam God is there. He's got the bomb. Can he find a huge stick here? He's waiting. He's looking for the opportunity. Escapist is there to support, but he's one clip by Pyronal. Taken down. Is he? Escapist is there. He's very low. He's taken down. Artemka's on the point. Punched into the wall is him. Sam's on the point. He's got the support of the Mercy, and Majini's got to get there as well, but Artemka's found Jutas so low here, being focused down by Pyronal, who still has the bomb. 99 to 99% on the point. You want to hold on tight here if you are the Regenerate, but it doesn't look like you can. 2 found already. Escapist can't get there in time. EXIOUS wins both matches today, bringing this one to a 2-0 against Regenerate, but good showing for both teams regardless. Last match of the season, they definitely went out with a bang here, Pulse.
Oh goodness, both these teams showing how much potential they have in the future. There's going to be a bomb from Artemka. As soon as it goes down, he's going to find Arbiter, and he's going to start to engage in that fight. Getting a double kill there, and he just takes up the hammer. Don't care about your area or denial. Taking out everyone. And goodness, that match drained a lot from me. I was super invested in that fight, especially that final fight.
Oh,
super scrappy. That fight lasted a very long time. But yes, I'm glad that I got to see a final match between these two teams. So great throughout the regular season, and I'm happy to have been able to have the opportunity to watch them grow throughout this tournament. And while this may be the last time we see them, this isn't the last time. I expect to see them play together as a team and in their future. So definitely excited for what the future has for these guys. But for now, that is the curtain closing on them for this tournament.
Absolutely, they're gonna go out with a nice bow. Going out in perhaps the way that you want to, very good showing from both teams, definitely showing the improvement they've had as a team in the whole. And, it's a little bittersweet, but now we got to say goodbye to these two teams, Regenerate and EXIOUS. We'll see you guys sometime in the future. It's been a blast watching you guys play, to be able to cast for you. And until next time, you guys, but until then, we will see you. And now, Pulse, we got to prepare for our next match. It's going to be the Orcs GP White going against Team Exile, like you said. Bit of a playoff preview.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is a little interesting because Orcs actually are fighting for something in this match.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, so they're not they're guaranteed to go into the playoffs, but if they win this match, if they 2-0 this match, they get first place. So that means if you don't know how the finals works, 3 teams make it into the playoffs. And then second and third place teams go head-to-head in the semifinals. And then the winner of that gets to face the first place team. And the first place team is already guaranteed a final spot. They don't even have to deal with the semifinals. So Orcs, if they 2-0 this match right now, they get rewarded. Ronin Horde's been holding that first place forever. And then all of a sudden, Orcs is going to come in and just smack them out of the way and be like, look, man, we're first place now. So you have to go, fight Team Exile in that semifinal. So very interesting. It's kind of a weird thing. Like, you're fighting for something that's on the line, but it's not really like, you still make it into the playoffs either way. So yeah, super interesting. I'm excited to see if Orcs can make that first place spot or not.
I think it's gonna be good though to just take that top seed. That's definitely gonna be very important in the playoffs and coming into that, because you want to have that number 1 seed and perhaps steal that away from the Ronin Horde, who's been holding on to that for such a long time. But regardless, what should we expect? We've seen some creative strats from Team Exile. They're in. Okay, Alex, this one's for you. He wanted to assure me, all right, 100%, that strategy on Hanamura with the Symmetric Teleporter was indeed the Team Exile, created by them. Alex, that one's for you. Yes, that strategy is made by Team Exile. And if you ever use it, you have to credit Team Exile. They have copyright on it. They'll charge you royalties if you use it without crediting them. But and then on the side of Orcs GP, very solid team play. We had an interview with one of their players, and they talked about how they've played together for such a long time, and they've built that synergy up, which we've seen from their play. I've called them many times, if you stuck around at all, called them a hive mind. in the way that they play, they're all they just do it so well together as a team. Their team play is fantastic, and I think, Pulse, we've talked about this one too. Is the way you want to counter them is you want to throw something at them that they don't know how to counter, that they haven't prepared for, and Team Exile's creative strats might just be that.
Oh, absolutely. And, like we mentioned it before, the game sense of orcs GP is off the charts. These guys are so smart. They know how to react to, team compositions, very well. But sometimes if you throw something like, very odd at them, it takes
Oh,
them a while.
Pulse.
They get a little confused. What's up?
Okay, this is gonna be interesting. We're gonna have the manager of EXIOUS Esports in for an interview. All right, get a little bit
Okay.
behind the scenes. Not a player, perhaps, but somebody who is takes a little bit more of a back seat, perhaps you could say, role to it. I think that'll be very interesting to see how he thought, get his kind of views on what the team improved on, perhaps throughout the season, and what they're gonna work on in the future here. But that's gonna be very interesting.
Yes, very interesting indeed. And if anybody's interested, the final records for the. Oops, there we are.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello
Hey.
there.
All right, so so we've got. How do you say your name? Shooter, or is it just Shooter? Or is there a special way to say it?
Well, sorry, I don't hear you. Sorry, I
Oh,
have a problem.
all right. Well,
So,
we've got the manager here of EXIOUS here, and I'd like to ask you, how did you feel your team played overall in this whole season of the Russian Overwatch Cup?
the problem of EXIOUS at the moment from this roster, it's um in Russian Overwatch Cup we are in tryout and it's not finished for the moment.
Oh,
Wally, Puenil, and Adreli is on the team, but on the three other player is not on the team for the moment. So the whole match of Russian Overwatch Cup is not all equal from on a level on the
okay.
team.
So that's a little interesting. So you guys are still going through with tryouts here. So you've got three members of your roster, and you're just going through and trying to find the rest of it. So, all right, that's
Yeah.
interesting, and it's a good way to improve it. But overall, I think you guys did great. I was really excited always to watch you guys, play, and I think you guys put up a good performance. Pulse, anything you want to say?
Oh yeah, I'm just interested to see, kind of where, in your mind, where is the team headed for you? I mean, I know you said you're already doing tryouts and stuff, but what's next for Team Exvius?
We don't participate at Open Division because we're on tryout
Okay.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's very difficult to play Open Division and tryouts. We can't. So we just finish the tryouts, and when we are the full team roster, we go to practice a lot from the other Open Division, other competition, maybe other Russian Overwatch Cup, maybe.
Okay.
And after we try to access contenders, it's the final objective. But just practice, 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 and play, 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 play. It's just the objective.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the grind never stops. Essentially, you
Mm-hmm.
guys are always trying to get better, and that's something I love to see out of these teams. Even though maybe you didn't get the result you would have wanted out of this tournament, your team performed great. And I know like the roster isn't finalized, but I'm excited to see where you take this team in the future.
Absolutely, same here.
Thanks, guys. Um, I don't know. I am not a very good English, sorry guys, but I try to I try to explain. Um, I think the results of the team is not bad, is not good, but we on the beginning of Russian Cup, the objective is the playoff, but it's difficult on tryouts. It's really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
We have many problem of players. Just for tonight, missed. It's not is not on tryouts. It's a sub. It's a ringer.
Mhm.
Oh,
So very complicated. Friday. last Friday when we play. We have three girls and one tryout. Really really difficult for play two.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I can't analyze really this game, all of the game of Russian Cup. I can't analyze that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really difficult, I
Yeah,
think.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
But
And
yes, we are happy to play these tournaments. And if the Russian Cup have a second edition, we are here.
yeah, cool. And you said like you already mentioned that you're not gonna make it into open division just because you're still in tryouts. But you think that after your tryouts are over and you play in a couple more tournaments just here and there like randomly and you're scrimming a lot, doing a lot of practice. Uh, what's your goal when like your team actually does make it into open division? Are you trying to like push far into open division, or are you just trying to see how it goes?
I think when you can place an game style from all of the team, all of the roster, I think we can. Yes, we can win against the top open division team.
Mm.
Okay.
The level is high, but with practice we can do everything. So just practice, and we can see in future tournaments what we can do.
All
All
right,
right.
awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to keep up with your team, and I'll definitely be keeping an eye on them and seeing how you guys grow. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what the final results of your tryouts are, and good luck on that.
Yeah.
I'm excited too because it's really long. What 1 month for this fucking tryout is really long,
Oh
and
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we can finish quickly because it's really difficult.
Right.
The trial files.
Yeah, I understand. It's just kind of a long process. You already want to get out there and you want to start playing and getting your teams, some wins and some tournament wins essentially. But you're kind of in this tryout process for now, so
Right. Yeah.
it'll all pay off in the end.
Absolutely.
Yes,
All right.
I
Well,
hope this.
best of luck to you in the future. It's been definitely a blast to see you, team EXIOUS play in the Russian Overwatch Cup, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the future. I'll definitely, definitely follow you guys and see how your team does, and hopefully to see you again in the future.
Thanks for word, man, and let's go to win the other tournaments
All right.
now.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Best of luck to you.
Thanks for word, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
So thanks for word, and bye bye, guys. Bye.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya. All right. Well, now
Very
Pols.
interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Tryouts tryouts are definitely a hard phase because you're not because you haven't built up that perhaps synergy that actual established teams have, and it's just so hard to be able to try and find a way to get around that and get the synergy with your team up and running when you're still in tryouts, right? It's just near
Mm-hmm.
impossible, perhaps you could say. And we're gonna move into our next map. We're just getting the players on in here. Orcs, GP White going up against Team Exile. That's going to be very exciting to see these two teams. And again, Pulse, we mentioned it a little bit before we touched on it. Team Exile runs these strategies that are very creative, very wacky. We've seen them run the Symmetra teleporter strategy in Hanamura. We've seen all sorts of interesting holds and things from them. Goats holds right around the corner of the spawn on some maps. And it's always fun to see these creative strategies and how they work. And again, we mentioned it. Orcs GP, they're a hard team to counteract because they are just so established. They have that synergy. They've been playing together for such a long time, and they have a plan for everything.
Right, exactly, and it's that synergy that you were mentioning. It's just so hard to beat. A team that's been around forever. It's insane, and they just when it's like essentially it's like your morning routine, right? It's like you wake up in the morning, you know exactly what to do. You go to the bathroom, brush your teeth. Maybe hop in the shower. Just go through the steps in the morning. You don't have to think about it too hard, really. And that's the advantage it has over him. It feels like that morning routine when these guys play with each other. They know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and that's something they might have an upper hand on other teams. I'm super excited to see orcs GP go into these playoffs, and it's going to be very, very intense to see how these two teams evolve. And orcs, they have that never say die mentality. We've said it many times throughout the tournament. So
Oh yeah.
if you've been keeping up, you hear us say it, we're like a broken record at this point. They never say die. The fight's never over for them. There's one member on the point, then winnable. Essentially, that's their mindset, and I love that mindset. And we these three teams, I feel like you could kind of have just a phrase to kind of say what their whole strategy is about. Team Exile, you could say creative. Their creative strategies, kind of like overwhelm, and they play the mind game a lot. They play
Oh yeah.
that mental strategy going against the opponent where you don't know what to do, you're a little confused, and that's how they've been winning these games. Orcs GP White, the other team in the playoffs, they have that never say die mentality. Ronin Horde, the third team in that playoffs, they have that alpha dog mentality where they try to overwhelm you and just try to take the fight to you, and that's why I love it. It's just three fundamental differences going head to head in these playoffs. I'm super excited that this is going to be like a little teaser, a little hint at it.
Yeah, it'll be a good match, just to see how Team Exile interacts with the orcs, because if I'm not mistaken here, I don't believe that the orcs has played Team Exile yet. Let me just confirm this. Nope, they have not. So this is gonna be a bit of a debut, and I'm absolutely certain, 100% sure that these teams have been studying up on each other hardcore. So
Yeah.
Team Exile, they might have to swap up their Symmetra strategy if they do go on Hanamura, because I don't know if it'll work in their favor, but it all depends on what they're going to bring out on the match itself. Pulse, regardless, I think that for Team Exile, I think that they definitely do deserve that third place spot. We've seen them. It was gonna basically be either them or the Lola Esports, and Team Exile just edged him out in the end. In the way that they played, I think both teams definitely do like to run those creative strategies, but Team Exile, I think, might just be, better at playing them, if that makes sense at all, or that the creative strategies, they've practiced them for enough times that they understand them perhaps a little bit more than Lola Esports. But that's all theory crafting. We don't know. That's just a theory. A game theory.
We're not sponsored by a game theory.
All right.
But yeah, no, I mean, you could say in a way, Team Exile studies up a different kind of game theory. It's real game theory. Sorry, a real game theory is if nobody knows, in the classic old game chess, game theory is when you're essentially thinking 5 steps ahead. You have these strategies in your mind that you're constantly setting up, and that's what Exile is really doing. They're running these creative strategies that maybe people aren't thinking about, and then down the line, it turns into something great. For example, you're running attack on Hanamura. You see Symmetra May. You're going in your mind, easy win, boys. What is this?
Yeah,
Symmetra May, easy win. And then all of a sudden, they teleport onto the point and then wall you off, and you're just like, and then you're forced to go in on one of the sides, and they could set up a barrier there in another way, but just having their tank set up there and ready for you to come through. So it's like I said, it's on paper, May Symmetra. What is that? Like, what is that? And but in practice, these guys are just executing at the highest level, and that's why I think these teams are these three playoffs teams. I absolutely agree with you. All three of them deserve to be in there because of how they've played in the past, and they've shown that they may fundamentally be different. They may play different games. They're still all very, very well executed teams, very well coordinated teams, and it's going to be. I just can't even tell you how excited I am for these playoff matches coming up.
Cannot even put it into words. It's insane. It's the way that all these teams have played is so interesting to see how they've established themselves as these teams, and they have specific play styles that we've come to expect from each team. Orcs GP, like we've said, Hivemind, Team Exile, Creative, Ronin Horde, the Alphas, right? And I don't know if you can tell, we're stalling right now because we're waiting for everyone to get in the lobby. That's why we're just talking about boring stuff. So, but finally,
Yeah,
Team
who cares
Exile,
about strategies?
they've arrived. Yeah, strategies. Come on, we've just been saying this same stuff for the past 10 minutes. We're very excited for playoffs. We're very excited for playoffs. Let's talk about these teams, about stuff that we've already talked about. Woo! Go stalling. All right.
Yeah,
First,
good stalling. Great A casters.
it's gonna be it's still gonna be round 7, so we're still gonna be in the same map order. Pulse, would you remind us what that is? I seem to have forgotten. Short-term memory loss. Hopefully, you'll excuse me.
No. I hope you get that fixed, but it's going to be Escort, Control, Assault, and
Escort,
in round
control,
7,
assault.
the first map is going to be Junkertown. If you tuned in for that last match, it's that was a very interesting strategy. Essentially, they won it out with EXIOUS pushed through with 2 compositions. They pushed through with pirate ship at first, and then they pushed through with the straight up dive. So 2 very classic strategies. Now, Team Exile and Orcs, they absolutely are allowed to just run that strategy. It works clearly from these high level teams, and it works just so well. No matter what level you are, you can see that all the way. In gold and plat, those strategies just work because they're just fundamentally hard to break through. But just with how creative Exile is and Orcs GP themselves, they're also very creative. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a head scratcher pick. They pick that. They pick a hero, and you're thinking like, okay, how does that change Junkertown? And if your team is making me think when you pick a composition, that's either means you're really good or really bad. But
Ooh.
trust me when I say these teams are really good.
Yes, they are indeed. And I mean that's why they're in the playoffs in the first place. We're waiting on one more player on the side of Orcs GP to log in. And Pulse, we already talked about Junkertown meta, but we saw Pirate Ship. They only one team ran it. The other team went with the most part for this kind of more dive composition, which I thought was interesting. And they just kind of keep their Zenyatta on the payload, and he tosses a Harmony Orb on somebody, and then the Discord Orb on their targets as well, and he just kind of pushes the payload along. And I thought that was interesting to see because it means that a lot of different comps are viable on these different maps, and I think the support changes have definitely played a big part of that. Lucio's Aura got buffed from 10 to 12 meters. Moira now gains her heal juice or back a lot faster. Ana, restores people's HP with her nano boost. Mercy got nerfed a little bit, and Zenyatta stayed exactly the same, but that we don't talk about that. But anyways, the Mercy nerf, I thought the Mercy nerf was great. I thought that actually opened it up in bringing Ana back into the meta, and we've already seen Ana play come out. We saw that on Junkertown. Magini on the side of Regenerate was playing the Ana, and I thought that was a very, very nice pick to see because I like Ana. I used to play Ana myself back in the old antiquated days of Season 3, and she has so much value, with just her anti-nades and her sleep darts, and just so much utility, and her healing as well. The long-range healing is beautiful, and that burst healing can keep people alive. It's the deciding factor in a lot of the fights, and so I think that in the future of Overwatch, it's definitely going to be great to see how teams, kind of incorporate Hammond into the meta as well as use their supports to their advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you already just talked about, the support changes, but remember, Overwatch is a never-changing game. They're not the only ones who got changes. The hit skins, a lot of hit skin players got some changes. A lot of it had to do with fall-off damage. I mean, goodness gracious, McCree's ult increased by miles. you can get a high noon across the map. It's pretty crazy, and just the fall off damage from Soldier, that all got pushed down just a little bit. So I mean, I think that it's just the developers of this game realize how this is gonna be played. They realize how Overwatch is being played at the moment, and they know that once you they see a strategy constantly run over and over again. They say like, well, we don't want that. We want Overwatch to be a very creative strategy kind of game. They want you to pick whatever strategy you want to run at the moment. So that's why these changes come in. It's because they were realizing that like Pharaoh was getting a lot more play time, and it was kind of going great, kind of going great for all Pharaoh players at the moment. So they're dropping that fall off damage, and I think all of these changes, every single change has a reason. So it makes sense for whether you disagree or not. Some of them make sense, and it's yeah, ever changing game. It's super interesting to see. I mean, look, next month I guarantee you this game is not going to be the same. So
absolutely. Finally, we can stop stalling and actually talking about actual game stuff. Pulse, rejoice. We're finally in the game. Took us forever, but we're finally here. And it seems there was a bit of rioting, if I'm not mistaken. They wanted the skins turned off. But come on, how else am I supposed to have my fun? I want to see those nice new summer game skins,
What about Fastball Zenyatta?
Yeah, Fastball Zenyatta. What about Wave Rider, Wave Racer, rather? What about my Winston skin, with his sunglasses? I love that skin.
Catcher Winston.
Great. Yeah, Catcher Winston. Come on, guys. What happened to those? Do you guys not like those skins? Come on. I mean, at least you could run the other skins as well. Where's my skin meta? You know what I'm saying?
Skin meta.
Right, oh, yeah. Meta. Everyone running the NYXL skins or something like that. And they're just like, we are the NYXL imposters.
Right, absolutely, and we mentioned it while we were stalling forever, but this is a sneak peek at these two teams going into the playoffs, and they are gonna. We already mentioned it, but orcs, they are trying to fight for that first place spot instead of that second place spot. And if they lose this match here today, they are going to get that second place spot, which means the next match you're going to see in the Russian Overwatch Cup is going to be a rematch of today. So, very, very interesting to see here. Remember, this is the last game of the round stage before we move into the playoffs. So it's been a great run here, and I'm excited to get into this final match.
Oh, just took a second to yawn there. I mean, I was boring myself out with that long stalling process that we had to do. Hopefully, we didn't put you to sleep as well. I mean, you probably clicked off the stream because you're like, all right, this is boring.
Open a new tab.
Where's the game? Where's the game? Give us the game. Here it is. We're finally ready. And we've got the Orisa Hog. They're setting up far forward as opposed to the high ground, which is a little interesting. I wonder if they want to go for an early hook here with the Orisa. That'll make some sense. But they've also got the Widow, Hanzo on both sides, so double sniper.
Yeah, double sniper indeed, and Team Exile is going to kind of roll out here. They're going to get the Holt, and there goes Reckless with the pulled pork combination. You cannot execute that any better. Goodness.
Perfect. Hakan, though. Ooh, Alex pressure. He's going to be turned into a pin cushion there. Hakan gives him an arrow to the leg and to the face, but he's hooked himself and then finished off. Swallies halted and then finished off in turn by that Cloud Kid. So really, it's just the battle of the Orisas right now with these halt hooks. They've been executing them perfectly. There's another one. Oh, able to get out of there just in time. Kest opens up with the Fortify and drops like a rock back onto the ground, but Pyro gives him an arrow to the face, and Starboy able to sneak off the res, but was a little risky. The Kest hooked again, brought into the front line, halted back out into the open. You thought you could escape. You thought you could escape. The Kest. No, Team Exile says no. They're pushing through here. You see the sights come out from that Cloud Kid. He's looking for the shot onto iHalix here. They're engaged in a bit of a duel. The face back and forth, and down falls Cloud Kid. Starboy next. Man, Team Exile looking on fire here. They don't want to get they don't want to give the orcs any wins at all. It seems like they're playing like they're on a mission.
Absolutely, and they didn't even use one ultimate in that fight. Look at this. All 6 of them are coming up on their ultimates, and it's going to be, just a great economy for them once they're moving to this fight. Look at the pressure the tanks are putting on them. The doors haven't even opened fully, and they're putting all this pressure on them. This is exactly how you want to play. Team Exile executing at the best of the abilities right now. Absolutely.
Alex looks for the shot. Down comes the hook. Down comes the combo. Pyro falls. Or Pyro does not fall. Pyro kills Starboy, rather. All that hype for nothing. Wow. Oh, very unfortunate. The Kest found, Pika found, and now this looks like halted and finished off is going to be Cloud Kid. No, he's going to stay alive for the time being. But how long can you survive when you're pressured on all sides, surrounded on all angles? Well, apparently forever, because he's able to get out of this one and pulls all 6 ultimates for Team Exile. That's insane.
It is insane. They haven't used a single one, and they're still rolling. They've had no contention. Orcs are just getting overwhelmed around here. And
oh my goodness, the Dragon Strike. They're going to Reckless as well. Exile is just putting complete and utter stop to the orcs right now. It doesn't seem like there's anything they can do. Reckless is just driven into the wall and finished off. Dragon Strike comes out. Transcendence comes out from the Atoms here, trying to keep everyone alive. Pyro and iHalix here. My goodness. Getting so many picks.
Yeah, the double sniper combination is just too much for the orcs to be handling right now, especially when you have to worry about the pulled pork. You're getting thrown around like crazy, and then as soon as you get halted out of the shield range, you just take a sniper bullet right to the head. And goodness, these two are performing.
iHalix, you need to calm down, my guy. You find Cloud Kid right off the bat, and they pressure the res. I don't think you can get one off from Starboy here. Pyro's pressuring on the high ground here, shoots the Sonic Arrow up, wants to give his team the information. This amount of pressure from Team Exile here is insane. You know, this might be how you take down the orcs, is you just prevent them from ever getting that synergy set up. But finally, Pyro's gonna fall. The cast was there. They're pressuring the Mercy as well. Mr. Mustachio next. Here we go. Orcs might have just gotten some momentum going. They finally win the Widow duel. Cloud Kid finds iHalix. Here we go. Orcs, that's exactly what you needed. A full team wipe.
Right.
And now they've shifted the momentum a little bit in their favor. Hopefully they can hold on to it. Oh, iHalix switching over to the Sombra. Oh boy, what's this?
Oh boy. Yep, iHalix's comfort pick. We've said it all the time. You know, we get a little confused by the Sombra pick at first, but look at this. Exile with the creative strategies, and they're going to switch on to the Sombra. I'm super excited to see how it is. But remember, Sombra has that infinite stealth ability, so going to sneak around without anyone noticing.
Yeah, she's just running around in the back. They want to find a good target to hack, and it's going to be Reckless. You're turned into a walking trash can.
Great hack.
That's a finish off right away. You can't do much about that. Finished him off right away. Beautiful play with the Sombra. That's how you want to coordinate things, but Mr. Mustachio left alone in the back. Found Starboy, though. What are you doing? Got to get the heck out of Dodge real quick there with the Valkyrie. Almost went down. With the Discord up, though, is J Swingo, and Hakan does get the pick. Wow, opening things up, but for iHalix, they're opening things up for Team Exile onto the orcs, but they just push him back. iHalix, though, has another shot here.
Yeah, and that Cloud Kid switching on to Brigitte, that's a great pick. And also, you know, it's a great stun onto Sombra, and Icon's going to just dash right through Swallies, give him the reset that he wanted. But here comes the res, and look at this. He's going to get right back in the mech, and he's super close to that bomb. So it's going to be interesting to see how this tank line interacts, but Swallies is all alone right now.
Who is going to be hacked first by iHalix here? It's going to be the Brigitte. That's a big one. No stun now available. If they can finish her off right away, the rest of the team fight might just spell itself out for you. Nope. But no. Down they fall once more. Orcs, finally, you see, Team Exile was overwhelming them for a little bit, but once they got themselves, they pulled themselves together. They're holding them back now. 2 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock for Team Exile here. And all the ultimates are in the Orcs GP's court. The ball is there, and it's just a matter of seeing if they can get the picks that they need and use them properly.
Yeah, it's their turn this time. Team Exile kind of used all 6 of their ultimates all at once. I mean, they showed great patience, but then all of a sudden just used them all. So their ult economy is kind of the same for every single one of them. Look, now that they have all 6 of their ults built up yet again, iHalix's EMP is going to be the key. If he could get a lot of them, that'll be a huge opener.
Oh, here's the bomb, though, in the back line. Jay Swinbo going to be there for the defusal, but he can't quite save himself. The Primal Rage comes out as well, and they're looking to finish off the Kest here, who's very, very low with his Primal Rage, but he's going to escape. There's the bomb from Hakan. It's going to be EMP'd, and he's finished off right away. Bomb as well from the Swallies here, and the Transcendence from Pika just to get out of there, but Starboy's found. Here we go. That Transcendence going to go to Nod. I would have saved it if I was him and just wiped it with the rest of his team. That's unlucky. Pika now the one to be found. Decast is going to be able to escape, but iHalix's EMP definitely set the stage for that. Shutting down Hakan's blade was huge.
Exactly, and Pyro does have the blade right now. So if iHalix gets a big hack right now, he could go in there. We have to make sure we have to watch iHalix. And he's gonna hack the Mercy.
That's huge because the Mercy can't have her Guardian Angel. He's gonna be spaced around for the time being though, and he can still of course control his flight. But no Guardian Angel, I think it doesn't matter. He's able to stay alive. Hakan though does find Pyro. Brought back into the fight is the cast. Jay Swinbu, the next one to fall, and here we go. Yep. Orcs GP just going to hold tight for now. iHalix, though, getting closer to that EMP. Adam Invest the Transcendence. Might be switching here because that's a questionable decision. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Just standing still in the middle of the fight. He's like, please, put an end to this already. But they're going to stagger him.
Yeah, they're going to stagger him. And look, you hear that 60 seconds remaining announcement going off. Only a minute left for this team to engage in. It seems like they have some creative strategies, but they just haven't been able to execute them well. Alex on the car right now. He's in the backline. He's invisible, and he's going to try to go for a sneaky hack. We'll see if he could get.
That's what he's been trying to do, but in fact, might not be a sneaky hack, might be a sneaky EMP. Reckless hacked! That's big! He can't get back in the mech. Can they finish him off, though, is the question. There's the EMP that comes out. Pika's found. They use the EMP to prevent any shields from getting set up. Reckless is so low, still hacked. Hacked again! Cornered! You can't do anything right there, my guy. I'm sorry to inform you. Dekes, though, he's anti-nated. Primal Rage, though, does go off. He's booping the Atom around, does take him down. But he's moving back onto the payload. Has against Hestus right now. Here's the blade coming out from Hakan here. Trying to make some space. Cut down the team. Hallex there. Able to get out. Mr. Mustachio. They just matadored him there with Hallex's translocator. But Mr. Mustachio falling. 1 second left. 0 seconds left. Overtime now on the point. Jace Winboo's there. He's close to a Primal Rage if he can stay alive for a long time. Here comes Pyro with the blade. However, trying to turn the tides of the fight. Jace Winboo's found. Pyro's the next one. Adam's trying to get there, but he's finished off right away. He managed to touch the point, but with 4.09 meters, Team Exile puts up a very, very solid push here, even though they can't push it all the way. Is that really the most surprising of results? I mean, it is Junkertown after all.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just a great showing here. If you look at these two teams' record, really, it's not very close. orKs has been the team that's been competing very well during this tournament, only losing a couple maps, early in the maps. But look at this, Exile looking like a brand new team, and I think you're absolutely right. You called it early when we were doing that little pre-show stall. You said that you think that both these teams have been doing their homework, studying up well, and I think they have. They definitely have watched over the VODs. We kept saying that they had that never say die mentality, and they're like, okay, then we're gonna counter every single strategy that they have, and they've pushed it so far. I think farther than anyone expected to push against orKs GP. So a very great execution, and this time they're going to go over to the side of the defense to kind of hold them back, and they got a tough task ahead of them with orKs GP.
Look at this pulse, the big old golden box of success. That's where you want to push it if you are the orKs GP, and I think they have a solid chance of doing it, but it all depends on if Team Exile can, establish that same sort of dominance that they could. Winning that early fight and building that momentum and holding that momentum is exactly how you want to play this.
Exactly. Exile, essentially, that whole last round, that was kind of all just one push. They weren't really contested until they got off the point, and then were never able to get back on it. And, they steamrolled through A and B. And orKs GP, they're going to try to do the exact same thing. At the moment, it looks like they're going to be running that Pirate Ship combination. The orKs are running that. That's how you know it's going to get very, very scrappy on here. That Cloud Kid's going to go into the sniper with Hakan, so they're not going to have a second support. They're only going to run that Mercy. That Cloud Kid's going to hold it off the high ground, so great use of the hold right there.
They need to prevent this from setting up. Pika, there you go. You focus down the shield right away. Prevent Pika from ever setting up and getting the value out of the Bastion. And you see they're just rotating properly, going around the corners, preventing Pika from having a solid shot on them. And then they wait, and then they want to get the halt hook combination that we've talked about so many times. Look at the shield placement, very interesting. There is the halt hook combination.
No.
Down falls Swallies.
Yeah.
This is looking
unlucky.
like the offense might just take it here for the orKs GP. Hallex, though, does find Cloud Kid. Means he doesn't have to worry about his opposing number on the sniper, and he's just looking for shots right now onto Reckless. Jace Winboo, though. Hakan finds 2. Pika finds 3. Pika finds 4, 5. There you go. That's the fight.
Yeah, that is the fight indeed. That's Pirate Ship for you. Just too strong for it to match, and you're building up all this time. You're going to get a massive time boost going into 5.5 minutes. And you really want this time for point C, for that final push on the point C. Point B is usually, an easy steamroll. You maybe take 1 or 2 fights here, but it's not lasting too long. The defense, Team Exile, going to try to find some grounding, and that's how you do it. You open it up by taking out the Hanzo, who was close to his dragons.
Yeah, that's huge as well, because they don't have a lot of DPS on the front line. Well, I mean, they still do.
Alex.
But, you understand what I mean. Pyro's speaking back and forth. Alex, what are you doing?
Pika.
That's big. Now they need to move in right away. They switch over to this bit of a dive comp, and that is going to find the value that they need to try and flush the Bastion off the point. Beautiful play from them. However, 2 kills doesn't matter in the long run. Mr. Mustachio does bring Pyro back into the fight, but here comes Pika with another ultimate with the tank mode. Looking for the frags, but everyone just backs around the corner before he can find it.
Exactly, yeah. Look at the Starboy. He's going hard with this gun. That's the second time he's doing Column. Neptuno, goodness, he's going off on here. Alex is going to find Reckless, so there is no pulled pork combination at the moment. I think this is when you have to set up. Pika's not even on the car right now, so this is the chance to engage the fight.
You see J-Swinbu is going to be there. They're looking for Starboy right now, who's able to get out of there just in time. It's just a Kest on the payload. They're looking to finish off the Orisa. That's going to be a big pick for sure. And now, investing the Primal Rage is J-Swinbu. He wants to knock around the team, finds that Cloud Kid, and now moving back up, wants to finish off the rest of the team. There you go. That's how you want to take him down, using your ultimates to your advantage, baiting out the Mercy Guardian Angel to drop away from the fight, and then finishing off the Kest, who was kind of left out, you know, to dry.
Great patience for Mr. Mustache to not use the Valkyrie in that last fight. You know, things were getting a little scrappy, so maybe you expect it, but he's holding on to it, not reusing it. Alex coming up on the EMP, and that'll be huge, especially if your opponent's Pika. Look at this! This was the goats! Yes!
If they can hack him right here and get a big EMP, that's going to shut them down completely, but he's going to take damage, a lot of chip, can't get the hack off. Dive for now. Alex gonna have to translocate back. He still wants to find a hack here, but no, they're shutting him down every opportunity. They get 5 on the point. They've switched him up. Now they're the defense on the side of orKs. There! That's a huge EMP! Here comes Pyro with the blade, trying to find them back and forth, but he doesn't seem like he can do anything. They're gonna find the rest of the kills. Finally, Pyro gets 2. Reckless gonna get the counter pick, and Cloud Kid finds J-Swinbu as well, but that's gonna be that. That's how you want to shut down up a Goat's push pulse, just like that here. Swallies is there, and again, this is the never say die mentality. Cloud Kid and Reckless not giving in, not retreating.
Yeah, not giving it at
but
all.
They're just feeding ultimate charge right now, and their Reckless is going to be staggered pretty hardcore, as the defense of Team Exile is looking very solid here on the streets phase.
Orc said when in doubt, goat it out, but not when you're running into iHalix's EMP like that. And, you have the advantage here because iHalix already used the EMP. Now you can just restart the fight and start to move on. But look how much time they've whittled down. They had 5.5 minutes coming into it. They spent 3 minutes and they haven't even been able to get through.
Man, that's hard because, again, like you said, Pulse, you want to save your time bank for that last push in the streets phase. Oh, there you go. Swallies catches the bomb. Pika and Cloud Kid can't get out of the way, and Swallies' bomb puts a quick end to any hopes that they had of trying to push this through outside the orcs. Pyro, though, is found. Swallies demeched. Actually, they might have just been turning this thing around. Reckless's bomb finds Pyro. Swallies gonna be finished off as well. Alex surviving up top for the time being. He's on the point. He's finished off. Pulse, they did it. 3 minutes left though on the clock. They gotta have a good time bank here and not be held back. And Pulse, they might just have the ultimates to do it here for the orcs.
Absolutely, that Goats comp is just proving to be too powerful. They're going to have the Graviton Surge pretty soon, but the Atom has that Transcendence to counter it. Remember, there's nothing that could really push through that Transcendence anymore, so we'll see. If you're the Atom, you definitely want to save it for that Graviton Surge coming in. You have to know he has it pretty soon, yeah.
You know, and they don't really have any big combo ultimates, so it'll be able to heal that out and basically negate any opportunity that it had to wipe out your team. J-Swinbu, though, going to be dodging up top for the time being. They're just waiting at the moment. They're staging the dive. Pika very low, forced to bait out the fade, and now diving in is J-Swinbu. There's a big EMP. Here comes Pyro with another blade. Catches a con, and there's a triple as well. That's going to finish them all off. Cutting them up like a hot knife through butter is Pyro. I mean, living up to his name, you know. Look.
Oh, the
cast. You know, if you remember the old trend of the 1,000 degree knife versus whatever, this is 1,000 degree knife of Pyro versus the Goat's composition, and who would win? It's gonna be that 1,000 degree blade of Pyro, and now he's switching over to the Pharah. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Pulse.
Oh, absolutely. And Swallies and Atom still have their ultimates. Great ult usage. I mean, I just love it when it's easy to get baited out into using that when fights get scrappy, but they holding on to it, using it for later. Swallies has the bomb, and we know how good Swallies' bombs are. You got a double kill to open it up last time.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
We'll see if he tries to do it. Look at this Goats comp. They're going to rotate up here on this high ground, and they're going to try to take the fight to them.
That's interesting here, but you still have Pyro.
Oh!
Finds Starboy with a well-placed rocket. And that downfalls Goats. They switch Takan off of that Brigitte over to the McCree to try and counter this Pharah, but that just doesn't find value, I don't think, with Goats comp. I think you either run full Goats or you don't run it at all, personally. But
exactly.
We're going to see what they can do.
Starboy was taken down in the middle of his animation using his ult. So good. Such a well-placed rocket from Pyro. He said, oh, let's break it. Dead.
Hey, that gives me a good idea. What if a Halloween skin for Lucio, and that's his ultimate
Let's
line?
break
I don't know
it
how
down.
catchy that one is, but hacked is Cloud Kid. Now they know he's got the Graviton Surge. Even if they don't find the pick here, they have the information. Here comes the Primal Rage. Oh no, Starboy, you're locked
the
into the wall
Graviton!
and finished off. There's the Graviton. You see they're going to invest the Transcendence to try and counteract it, but I don't think they needed to there. It was just Jiswinbu who dies anyways. But they found the
Right.
picks. EMP came out as well to try and negate anything, and now they're switching off goats, going on to a more standard comp. Hakan, though, is in the back. He's finding picks right now, actually. Swallows
going on his own McCree Justice mission, and Team Exile looking like a brand new team. I don't even know who these guys are anymore. Holding back orkGP, and goodness, they're taking the fight right to them. They still have a great ult economy right now. Half their team has ultimates to use in.
Able to get out of there, and Superstachio's got the Nano Boost. Who's gonna get it? But Pyro with a Nano Barrage takes down Starboy right away, and now they're trying to finish off Reckless as well, but they're being pressured by the Kess right now in the back line. Pyro finds Cloud Kid again, who switched over to the Sombra, trying to perhaps mimic what Team Exile is doing, dropping the bomb, and the Transcendence is the orkGP right now. They're trying to push in, gain some foothold. They might have just done it as Mr. Pistachio is pressured. He can't retreat right now. Gonna be finished off by the Kess. Adam and Pyro are still up and running, however, on the front line, and Swallies does find the Kess, so they're able to push it around. But 15 seconds on the clock pulse. They really only got one more fight. Here comes a bomb. They know they have nowhere to hide, and there's Swallies finding Spica and Starboy. 10 seconds left on the clock. What can you do with no supports? You can't do a whole lot. Reckless is hacked. He's demeched. He's gonna be finished off here. Dekest is trying to contest on the point right now, but he's so low. Forced to use the Primal Rage, but he's EMP'd. He can't jump around. The Winston loses all of his utility on the point, and he is just finished off right away. Starboy's there. He's knocked away from the point. However, he's going to be finished off here as he's hacked as well. Can't crossfade. Can't do anything. Pika can't get there. Team Exile, they hold strong here on Junkertown Pulse. They defend the land down under, and they take the crown here. And they're going to win this one. The first map going to Team Exile, bringing this up to a 1-0. Pulse, this is perhaps a little bit unexpected based on the standings alone. But Team Exile, my goodness, looking so good.
Very good. This is the one the goats come trying to take the high ground, and this look at he did it in the middle in the animation. Unfortunate. There's a shutdown if I've ever seen one, and there's a shutdown of the team in general, and they're just gonna get pushed back. And Team Exile, wow, this is very surprising to me. They're coming out and popping off like crazy, and if this is how the playoffs are gonna be, I'm way more excited for it now than I was before during that pregame show. But it's just so exciting to see these two teams proving, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Team Exile, they had better ult usage than orkGP Way. They always had an ult in the back pocket, and they knew when to use it. Swallies' bomb usage was insane, ending out that last fight, especially with the taking out the two support characters, and Exile just looking way better here, and orkGP White still taking the fight to them. So great job from both these teams, and Team Exile, like you mentioned, taking a 1-0 on Orcs.
Man, what an impressive showing from Team Exile here. That was great to see. You know, I think their play was stellar going up against orkGP. You can tell they've been putting in the time, they've been putting in the effort, and it's definitely paying off for them right now. And it's so impressive to see them hold back what is one of the top teams right now. And, man, we're going to move on to Nepal next. And Pulse, we've seen Nepal. We've talked about Nepal, and let's talk about it again now. We've seen that Nepal in the past has been a bit of a map that, you know, the meta develops on each different stage of Nepal. It's different on each one. And depending on what the teams play, you know, that could spell the win out, or it could spell out defeat. And I think that, you know, we've seen these teams, we've seen them before play on Village, we've seen the May and the Reaper pick. Do you expect that from these teams, or do you expect something else, Pulse?
Look, I mean, with their never say die mentality that orkGP have, I feel like Control is their favorite game mode, and, you know, they are the losers in this situation, so they did pick Nepal, their choice. And I feel like, you know, I agree. You know, Halix, we've seen him on that Reaper before, and I think, you know, we will see that come out in some way. You know, often the GOATS comp is also very popular, pushing onto here. And like you mentioned, you know, that look, it's already picked. The GOATS comp with a little modification instead of the Diva, they have the Reaper on the side of orkGP. So yeah, it's something we've seen often. You know, we've throughout this whole tournament we see, and Pyro's gonna bait me, staying on this Torbjorn for right now. He's gonna bait me out. He's gonna switch up on me. I know he is.
You see, you might be wondering, wait a minute, this is Shrine. I'm looking at Village right now. That's right, you are looking at Village because I found Village on the map. Up there, all the way up there is Sanctum. So you can see the ship on the side. Man, that's interesting. You know, I never actually knew that all the maps where you could see them in each one. I thought they were just in different spots. I wonder if you can do that with Oasis too. I'll have to experiment with that later. Or I'd say for EXIOUS as well. But anyways, yep. Pulse, you already said it. They've already picked goats in like the first 2 seconds of the match. Like, clearly they're gonna be running this.
Goats versus goats. Yeah.
Well, they're going for this. Okay, this is interesting. On a Lucio. This, again, reminds me of a bit of a Season 3 or Season 4 comp. I remember seeing this all the time back when I used to play comp, and I was the Lucio here in this case. But Goats is going to get to the point first. I think that this dive is going to be a bit hard-pressed to try and take down this cohesive unit that is Goats Pulse. But with the Sombra, they just might as well do it. Alex, we've seen the value he gets.
Oh, no!
Right away. Perhaps not the most useful of hacks though, so I think they can hold on for now, especially when he was hacked when he was on that heals, and it's just gonna go to naught here. So I think points gonna go to the orkGP for the time being, and Team Exile's gotta back out for now.
Oh, Reckless got slept on the point, so he's gonna take a little nap while his team's holding the point. They did George GP did take it, and Jay Swinbu finding Hakan, so this might be the opening they needed because they don't have that AoE healing on point. So this is the time to engage. I feel like whoa,
Nano boost already onto Jay Swinbu
already.
Here. The monkey, he's feeling angry. And he doesn't even need to break his glasses for it, but he doesn't. It just gets the value. Oh, Dekest with a shatter, though. Takes down Mr. Mustachio and the Atom. Both supports down. Jace Winwood does find Reckless. Here's a Primal Rage. Trying to knock him off the cliff. And there's the EMP as well. They might have just been able to turn this around, Pulse. I don't know. But they're there on the point. Jace Winwood's there. He's knocking him back and forth right now. Trying to find a Khan who's there. Finds Cloud Kid, but he's the only one left on the point that he's finished off. So the orkGP hold on tight. Yeah, Khan said it. Right there, man. Mace to the face onto Jay Swinbu there, and they're going to be pushing back Team Exile for now.
Yeah, that Goats comp is just super hard to run into, especially when they've already established their dominance. I think the difference maker is going to be Alex. Landing key hacks, the ones you want to hack is either Hakan or Reckless. I wouldn't regularly concentrate on anyone else. Dekest maybe if you're gonna launch Swally's bomb in there, but other than that, I wouldn't say you reckon anyone else. Here comes the bomb.
You gotta watch Cloud Kid though. He's got the Graviton Surge ready and available, but there is the beat that's gonna go out. Mr. Mustachio, they're all locked down. Pyro gets a blade though onto a Khan. Dekest charges Mr. Mustachio. There's a Earth Shatter, knocks him all flat on their back. Another Nano Boost going out to Swallies right now. Cloud Kid though getting all the picks. 2 down already. Bomb comes up from Reckless. Gonna DMX Swallies, and he's finished off. The orkGP White are just holding on tight to this point right now. Pulse, I think they're the ones that picked Nepal. I think they picked it for a reason because they're looking very solid. Reckless, hard staggered there. That's gonna cost them a whole lot of time.
A whole lot of time, and I would even be surprised if they wouldn't be able to get on the point. Alex is there though. I was gonna hack Starboy. Remember, he cannot use his abilities at all. He's just essentially just a walking DJ. There's the EMP. And so now's the time to engage if you're Team Exile. You have to get in there.
Absolutely, 99% on the point now for the orkGP White. They're looking for more hacks here with Alex, but can he find one? Akana's there. He's able to translocate out of danger just in time. Akana's hacked. No shield bash, no nothing for him, but I don't think it matters because Swallies is found right away. Pyro's on the outside, but he's going to be damaged a whole lot. Forced to get out. Mr. Mustachio's down. His anchor, the Mercy, has fallen, and down goes Alex as well. 100-0 Pulse. What a dominant showing from orkGP on Nepal.
Yeah, that's the normal orkGP we're used to seeing. I mean, that never say die mentality. And I mentioned it before they could go on here. I said, you know, I just feel like control is their favorite game mode because it's easy to have that never say die mentality when you just have to stay on a point essentially and fight off anybody who comes towards you. And like, man, these guys are just so insane. They're so dominant when they set up where they want to set up and are able to get their foot on the ground. So yeah, I'm super impressed with how these two teams are showing, and I don't know if Goat is still the right thing to run on this map. Maybe you want to get something with a little. Oh, look! So it looks like they're going to run a bit of a dive on both sides. No, actually, only on orkGP. While Team Exile, they look like they're going to run this to get them. Ooh.
Oh, Starboy, please tell me you get this boop right now. I would love this so much. I love this rollout so much as a Lucio main. It's so good. Look how high he is right now. He's just skating around the top. He's looking for a boop. He's like a drop bear right now, you know, the old Australian folklore. And he's looking for a big boop here onto Pyro, who I don't know what it is, but
he got slapped! He got slapped!
I thought he would be able to stay alive, but no, he falls right down. Alex though finds the guest as well. Poor Starboy. What a sleep by him. And for some reason, I saw Pyro for a moment was T-posing. What is it with Junkrats and T-posing on this map? I don't understand, but I mean, they're just trying to assert their dominance. Oh, down falls Reckless as well. This is so sad. Alexa played Despacito. Starboy and Reckless both falling into the pit. Man, so unlucky. But they've established themselves on the point regardless, and they're pushing back Team Exile for the time being, so they gotta push right back in on Team Exile with this aggression, but they're just locking them down right now. The orcs GP don't want to let them through the gate.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, really, why do that? I mean, you're doing the spin to win strategy. You're doing a lot of stuff right now. You're just swinging back and forth. You're like a pendulum with this Hammond right now. And look at this, he's just rolling through them like bowling pins. Goodness.
Cast is doing so much work on this Hammond right now and just pushing back the team. Look, he's waiting on the outskirts. The way he's playing Hammond is just area denial, which is exactly how you want to play him. I mean, you hear Hammond's ult line, it's area denied. That's what Hammond specializes at. And no, I'm not calling him Wrecking Ball. His name is Hammond, and that is a fact. Alright, it's easier to say too. Who wants to say Wrecking Ball when I can say Hammond? It's a lot easier. DeCastro, he's scouting right now. I like this. And he's going to move around the corner as well. He's going to go for a pile driver.
He's just a little ball. Yeah, he's just a little ball right now, and I agree. He's going to go for a little slam coming in here. Oh, he gets stunned! Huge usage.
Oh, he's trying to stay alive, drops the bombs.
There's the area denial, and he's just going to get a lot of damage in there. Lucio had to use, Mr. Mustachio had to use his ult.
Oh,
kind of take it for but there's Swally's just big bombs as always.
Cloud Kid's looking for it. He's so low, finished up by Swally's, who found 2 so far in this fight. Oh no, Pika! Through the Transcendence, Mr. Mustachio boops him into the pit. Man, Team Exile loves this pit right now. And they've just found so much value from it. Sleeps, boops galore. DeKest is found. Starboy's back at it. He's contesting once more on the upside of the point. Man, Starboy, you remind me of myself on the Lucio. This is how I play him. Just being annoying on the point, but he's not finished off. And Hakan on the outside. It's the Tracer, though. How long can the Tracer survive against the 75 damage hammer swings? Not very long. And now they're going to push on forward here. They've got the Nano Boost. They've got the Shatter Pulse. What are they going to do?
Oh, they're gonna use it in tandem. You better know when it's lined up. When they're lined up like bowling pins, he's gonna knock them all down and go for that strike. But look at this, DeKest sneaking around. He's not with the rest of his team. There goes the hammer. There it is.
Double kill already. Starboy very low. Gonna be able to escape for the time being though. And Pulse, you said it perfectly. Bowling pins is exactly what they got turned into. But Jason who falls? They got no resurrection as well. And on the point is if I'm not mistaken, the Junkrat or something or the other Pyro's there, Mr. Mustachio's there. I know it was the Kest on the Hammond. That makes a whole lot more sense. Just trying to contest for the time being. 38% now and counting for Team Exile here. They still got the Nano Boost.
Oh!
Falls right away. Jason Boost coming back, however.
There we go. Yeah, they're gonna start to engage each other.
Again!
Oh no!
This time it's the Brigitte. There's a Graviton Surge on the outside of the point. No one's gonna be caught with it. However, down falls Alex. Booped by Reckless. Both sides are utilizing this pit so well on Sanctum. Jace Winboo's back up and running with his team though, and here comes the tire. However, from Cloud Kid on the outskirts, it's looking for the picks. It's looking for Hakan. It's got your number. Or Pyro, however, it's not gonna find him. The shield is able to block it. He's on the high ground right now. But he's going to be taken down by Hakan, who switched over to the Sparrow Bomb on the point, dropped by Swally's here. They're just looking for the contest, 75%.
There it is!
Fine Starboy. Swally's taken down Mr. Mustachio's. There are Hallex almost goes over the edge. Here comes the Goats. The reinforcements are arriving. Reckless almost goes into the pit. A combination of the boop and the hammer swing almost knock him in. Pika, though, with the Transcendence again! Mr. Mustachio has just been knocking him down again and again. Pika, no matter what, in his homeland even, the bomb even falls into the pit. What is happening right now? I don't even know. Both sides are utilizing this pit. There's the beat on the point. This fight has been going on for so long. Hallex though on the outside, switching over to the Sombra. It's a comfort pick for him for sure. You see the Kest taking a breather on the outside. Hakan though with a barrage. Sleeping though is him. He's finished off. The Atom's going to be found by DeKest's mines, though. 99% on the point for Team Exile here. They want to hold on for the time being. Peak is found. Reckless is found. Pyro is found. In turn, Cloud Kid does find him. 99% on the point. They need to get this if you are Team Exile right now. Mr. Mustachio is found, though. Pika. is nowhere to be found. He was on the doofus. He's finished off and taking 100% on the point. There we go. They did it. Pulse, they held on tight. That fight lasted forever. Oh my goodness. Both sides just using that pit so well. That was so entertaining to watch.
That's how you know these two teams are just the greatest we have in this tournament. My goodness. These two teams are just using every single advantage they have against each other. And if you're going to use the pit to its full strength. Now here is where we see the Reaper come out, I feel like. You know, we've seen essentially this whole match has just been goats going head to head. Like, you know, it made some form of goats. It's, you know, little modifications on it. We'll see here. But, yeah, they'll just look at this Team Exile. They're going to run the goats with the Reaper. Alex switching over to the Reaper. Well, on the side of orcs, they're not going to run that goats, actually. They're going to stay with the Pharaoh, the Pharmacy in the air, while taking dive, essentially, to fight the point. It's going to be hard to break through that goats line, though.
Alex, that's about the only teleport you'll ever get in this whole match because Shadow Step is a garbage ability. Sorry, Jeff, but sometimes I just got to tell the truth, you know, and they've established themselves on the point right away for Team Exile. This is how you want to play this Reaper comp. Get on the point as soon as possible, and then just try to prevent them from getting in, and I think they're going to be very hard pressed because Pulse, the Reaper going into this Hammond and the Diva, they don't really have a whole lot of damage mitigation, so they're going to be very hard pressed. See, look at this.
There he goes, yeah.
He's just being lasered down right now. They said, get off my lawn is our house, but the Adam, though, does fall to a con here. Who's already got this barrage, and he's moving in right away. He's going to be stunned out of it, however, but the damage is done. Perhaps J Swinboo's found Alex next. Mr. Pistachio does find Starboy, and now all they got to do is just contest for as long as they possibly can. Dekest is very low, able to get the shield off. Mr. Pistachio just dancing back and forth right now on the point. Reckless is DMAC. And here come the reinforcements. This is the advantage of playing goats, is you can just stay alive on the point. And even if you're split up like this, as soon as they get there, you can just move back together and start playing cohesively as a unit. So they're going to hold on tight to the point. There's a transcend from Pika, trying to establish control on the point. Cloud Kid's got the tire here. He's going to use it on the outskirts, looking for a pick on the point. Finds J Swinboo, who just got back into the fight. Pyro used the rally at Con, finds Mr. Pistachio. Team Exile needs to contest the point right now. They drop on it for 1 second here. The Atom is back. He was the first to fall, but now he's perhaps the last one to get there. You see that Reaper is just doing damage right now, trying to trap him off the point. If he can get a Death Blossom here, he might be able to turn the tides. I wouldn't use it, though, because it flipped the point. Yep, very smart. But 50% gain from them, that is no small feat.
No, absolutely not, especially with the comp that's getting run against them. I mean, really, right now, the compositional win, I'd say, goes to Team Exile, but orcs is performing at a very high level. Hakan and that Cloud Kid going absolutely insane in this double splash damage kind of combination. You know, they're not running a hit scan at all, so everything is, you know, everything is splash. And
watch the barrage.
Very intense. Here it comes.
The Sound Barrier was just a little bit too late. He dies by his own hand, but Pyro does get found by the rockets. Here's the Graviton Surge. Alex, oh no. Taken down before he has the opportunity to use his Death Blossom, which is huge. So I think Orcs GP might have the edge here in this fight. They might hold on. Yeah. Adam does fall, but again, Pulse. Alex,
not gonna hold on for long. Yeah. Yeah. There goes Swallows. Oh, he you know, took Starboard down with him, but that's gonna be a hold for Orcs GP White. And look, the percentage is now equal, and now it's gonna be greater, and they're moving on. This is a great hold they're using right now. And Pika has the Transcendence, so they have more longevity in the fight compared to Team Exile right now. I have switching over to the Sombra again, a very common comper pick, and the Adam going on to Ana, trying to get, you know, maybe that grenade to be used in there. Alex is gonna go find that Cloud Kid though.
He's got his number right now. He's trying to find him, but they're just dancing back and forth, distracting one another. Oh, almost got the hack off onto that Cloud Kid, but right now Alex is just staying on the outskirts. Oh, there you go. That's a big hack onto the Diva. If they can DMech Reckless right away, that'll be big, but Pyro's found right away with the tire there. DMech finally is Reckless, but here comes the cast. Oh, put right to sleep. Sorry, Monkey. It's not quite time for you to use that Primal Rage. Pika's got to contest the point now with this Transcendence, but they're just going to dive upon him right away as soon as he's out of it. Hakan, though, is trying to apply pressure. He's got the barrage here.
Oh!
If he could find a big one, but he's hacked. They know he's got it. He finally is out of the hack, but he's so low and he's never going to get the opportunity to use it as J Swinboo is finding the picks right now. And they're going to be able to flip the point for Team Exile towards their favor. But with 99% of the point pulse, it's going to be very hard to do so. Cloud Kid's there, but again, you've probably heard this before, but no matter what Reddit says, you can't 1v6 as Brigitte.
Yep, I mean, hey man, she's a OP.
Quoting in quotes.
Quote in quotes. Absolutely in quotes. Yeah, but look at this. The ultimate advantage. You can't really even give it to one side because they all have it. But if Alex lands that EMP when they're all grouped up, that's going to be devastating because a lot of their team depends on those abilities, especially that Cloud Kid.
If they can deny, if they can bait out Hakon's barrage and then EMP it, so it cancels it right away, that'll be massive because that'll
Massive.
completely to waste. But let's watch Hakon here and let's see what iHalix does in response. There's the EMP coming out right away. The bomb as well, trying to take them out, but there's a bomb as well from Reckless. Not gonna find anything. Jace Winbu does catch Pika. Hakon though finds iHalix, but Hakon in turn found by the jump from Jace Winbu, and they did flip the point for the time being here on the side of the OrkGP, but that anti-nade might have just spelled disaster. Starboy's found. Cloud Kiss found again.
Goodness.
They're gonna flip the point again. Can they though? The OrkGP are holding on for the time being. They found 2 picks right away. The Atom and Jace Winbu are down. It's just Wally's on the point. iHalix is gonna get there just in time, but how long can the Sombra contest the point, especially when you're discorded and focused down like that? Mr. Pistachio's there, but again, how long can he survive when you're focused down? Not very long. iHalix is there, but he can't get there in time. The translocate wasn't enough, and the OrkGP take Nepal. We're tying this up now, Pulse. We're at a 1-1, and that's all gonna come down to this third map.
Yep. Oh goodness, I'm on the edge of my seats for this one. this is getting very, very intense. Hakon's gonna play the game. Very good fair play throughout this whole match. You know, we were already talking about it, shutting down that goats comp. He doesn't even know what a goats comp is right now. Just look at this, all those rockets blasting onto him. Great performance from OrkGP White to kind of turn that around. And you know, they got dominated by Team Exile last time, but this time, you know, it's showing that they have signs of life. And Nepal, I feel like, you know, that was just a great pick for them to kind of hold them off. And we are going to move on to this round 3, which is an assault map.
Oh boy, can't wait for this one. Round 3s are always exciting to see because that's how you know that the match is good. And oh boy, iHalix, I see you picking that Hanamura. I know exactly what you got up your sleeve here, iHalix. Don't think you can pull a fast one on me. This is gonna be their famed strategy, the good old Symmetra teleport onto the point, Pulse, and what's the value that they get out of that? Why do they run that in the first place?
Well, what you want to do with that, you want to teleport right onto the point so that you just negate the whole defense. They might be holding that choke, doesn't matter. You teleport right behind them, then they're all confused. They're like, wait, where'd they go? They turn around and look. By the time they get there, they already lost a tick. Really, they already lost a tick on that point, and it's just a very, you know, it's supposed to throw a wrench in the plans because look, I feel like this comp is going to be more and more popular over time, but right now, you know, not a lot of people know about it. So once they teleport onto the point, they'll, you know, they may be running the May as well to just kind of wall it off and run towards, so that they can't just run towards them and, you know, try to contest the point. And it's just the value of the teleport being an ability now instead of the ultimate is huge. It changes the game in so many ways, and this is one of them. This is definitely one of the strategies that wouldn't be possible until this patch.
Absolutely. And Pulse, you know, an interesting fact that I found once is that actually Hanamura used to be a payload map. In the early stages of development. Yes, it did. Look at this. You can still see some phases of the map that they just left in. For example, this if you go near the attacker spawn, near the arcade, and you go to the right and you look over that gate there's just this long stretch of road that really doesn't, it seems very well suited towards a payload map. And I mean, I remember reading that that was what it was in the early stages of development, and then they scrapped it, but they still left part of the map in because they were like, whatever, we don't need to remove it, we'll just change it to a 2CP map. And I mean, the layout kind of makes sense for it too with these streets. So, interesting.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it is interesting. Huh. Look at that. The history books with Teacher Rian.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, I have my PhD in Overwatch lore here. That's what I got my doctorates for. So you can call me Dr. Rian. You know, we have called myself Dr. Rian before. If you ever wondered why, it's because that's what my PhD is in. You know, I'm not an actual medically licensed doctor. My PhD is in Overwatch lore. But here's a con setting up this trap. I'm sure he's expecting a goat's bush. And here we go, Pulse. Oh boy, this is exactly what I expected. But iHalix is on the Sombra. Okay,
oh,
no, whoa, okay,
whoa, okay,
that
guys.
Was a very sudden comp switch there. But
don't do that to me, man.
Oh, Pyro trapped. He's okay though. They can keep him alive. But now they know that they're pushing over on this right side here. They're gonna go through the ramen shop, perhaps. No, they're not gonna go through the ramen shop. They're just gonna stay on this.
I love where OrkGP is holding right now. They've studied up on them.
Oh.
They know. Look at them! Teleporter gets destroyed.
Unlucky. They gotta wait for the time being right now, and they can't push in. They just gotta wait for the teleport to come back up. But
You know, it's because they already know. They already know their enemy. They've studied. Torx GP, you guys are so smart. There's no way they didn't study their enemies like this.
There we go.
They already know they're gonna teleport, but it gets destroyed again.
They're split. Wow, that was perfect from the orKs GP
Wow.
right now. Nobody can get there. Swallies does find Pika, however. Alex gets a DMAC, but they've established themselves at the point. They've already got one tick going for them. Swinbu, though. I think they're considering this tick on purpose, you know, but still progress is progress regardless. Swallies finds the cast. If the offense pushes right back right now, Pulse, they have an opportunity because of the spawn advantage.
No, they do, but they have to do it at the moment. Mr. Mustachio teleports off the edge, or like spaces off the edge. Yeah. Going to restart and switching over to Lucio. Okay, so now he wants to speed.
Hammond. Huh.
Oh yeah, Decast,
okay.
huh?
All right, I want to see what you guys are gonna do with this. This is a little bit interesting here, but they've got the Rip Tire from Hakan as well. He was definitely doing a lot of work there, building that up right away. Decast.
Here it comes.
An ambush here, but he halts all momentum. Hakan with the tire. Pyro gonna be finished off as well.
Yep, half the team's down, and I think that's gonna be a full-on pushback, and I don't know. The Adamo left alone. He couldn't get out. He doesn't have any movement abilities, and there goes the Ana, just getting staggered there.
Yeah, defense, they've got the ultimate advantage that they've built up. You know, it's a couple failed pushes will really take a toll on you, because orKs knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what their plan was, and Decast here, he's just trying to gain height for the pile driver as soon as they walk through the door. Pulse, and the Infrasight as well is going to give them all the info that they need.
Exactly, they know exactly when they're gonna come in, and you called it. That pile driver is gonna go in there, and here it comes, along with the bomb.
Not gonna find anyone though. There, however, is the Graviton Surge. They've locked them up top, and they're on the point right now. They're gonna get another tick. Actually, just in time, there comes the Mercy. Starboy's there. Pika uses his Transcendence as well, and spin to win. Decast on the point right now, but he's anti-nated. Alex moves outside for the pressure. There's the Shatter that comes out. Not going to find anything, though. They're able to stay outside the point. Pika's trying to find Starboy. He's got his number. 2 ticks now for Team Exile. Rally comes out from Pyro. Bomb comes out as well. It's going to find Reckless on the outskirts of the point. There's the mines that come out. Pyro trying to survive just barely through that, and they do cap it. They're moving on to point B. So I think... Man, what happened there? Why is it that the orKs GP couldn't hold on, Pulse?
It seems like they got split way too much. I understand the strategy that they had. Alex maybe whiffed the bomb just a little bit. He threw it way too high. You want to fly around for a little bit so that the Diva bomb drops on top of them. He's going to switch over to the Somber. Look at this, a lot of comfort picks coming out now. Swally's going to go back under that Diva roll and take it over from him. And yeah, they're going to hold strong here. They're going to run that dive defense essentially with the Atom still on the Ana.
Dive on both sides, interestingly enough. Hakan here. Oh, look at Alex. He's still in the back. He's on the Somber here. I wonder what he's going to be looking for the hack. Perhaps on the Zenyatta. That gives you a lot of value. But no, Hakan is the one to be hacked. Now they know he's got the ultimate. That gives them the information they need, and they dive in right away. Pika's found. Swally's DMAC, however, there is the sound barrier that's going to come out from Mr. Masashio. A bomb, the tire, rather, in the back. Rolling its way towards the front lines here. Going on to the top. Taking the high road. Rolling. It's... Finally, there it is. Finds 2. Mr. Mustachio and Alex both falling down. I like that. I don't think that the Team Exile can sustain this fight for quite much longer. Pyro,
ooh, actually, Pyro, yeah.
Might have been what they needed if that was just 10 seconds earlier.
Yeah, just about. And Reckless, jump off the edge.
Decast, what are you doing? No, Decast. That might have just cost them.
Yeah, definitely it's going to cost them. They have no main tank on the point now, and yeah, they have spawn advantage like crazy, but they have to engage now before that spawn advantage kicks in, and, you know, he's going to be back, so it's fine.
Regardless, though, he fed a lot of ultimate charge to both Swallies and Alex, who is coming up on his EMP right now. And, oh no, Mr. Masashio, DCs. Uh-oh.
Right, I got to call the doctor real quick.
Where's the pause? Pause.
P. Here he comes.
Oh no.
We're wasting time. Hello, pause.
Monko Omega!
Swinbu, though, jumps off the edge. There we go. Everyone's standing still. They respect the mutual pause. Mr. Masashio, not sure what the problem is here at the time being, but hopefully he gets back in the lobby as soon as possible. Look at this. Everyone is looking like they're paused, but there is no actual pause. Quite interesting.
Yeah.
There it is. Finally. That's the late pause if I've ever seen one.
Look, he's back. Yay, great pause.
Defense, though, they got the ultimate advantage here, Pulse. They have 3 available, and they'll have about 5. Because, Cloud Kid and Starboy are going to have their ultimates very quickly here. But don't count out iHalix here. He's got the EMP soon. Swally's got his own bomb, and Jay Swinboo's going to have that sweet Primal Rage. Mr. Pistachio unfortunately loses his ultimate charge. You see, it was perhaps tactical DDoS on the side of orkGP. They're like, all right, we know he's got ultimate. We DDoS him. We get it. We remove him from the fight. There we go. He loses his ultimate charge.
Yep, but the tournament's back on, and we're excited to see how these two teams re-engage each other.
Absolutely. Mr. Musashio again loses all that ultimate charge on the Lucio, but again, he just invested the sound barrier, so it's not the biggest of losses. I think they might go down Main Street here. iHalix is going to be looking again for another hack onto perhaps Cloud Kid, or another member of the orkGP right now. Actually, no. I think he's got Reckless's number. He's going for the hack, but he's not going to find it. Pyro,
there's Starboy.
Does find Starboy. He's still got the EMP. He hacked Cloud Kid. 2 down already. The anti-nade gets the value and taking down Cloud Kid through the Transcendence and the Nano Blade as well. Getting the value. iHalix finds Pika next. Reckless is on the point. He's going to be booped back and forth. iHalix doing the work right now. There's the bomb up top. Finds Starboy. You couldn't escape that one. And Reckless D-Mech now on the point. iHalix still has the EMP, but he's going to be finished off by Hakan before he gets the opportunity to. And now he's pressuring the Atom, who does stay alive for the time being here, but he has no self-heal, so he's got to be very, very careful. He needs to get the protection. Anti-nade comes out, but the Kest and Pika and Cloud Kid just wipe out all of the members of the Team Exile. Poor Swally's here. Oh, the body. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
This is a brutal stagger. Let the man live. Let him live. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he's going to get stunned.
He staggered all the way back to next week, or last week, Pulse. Poor guy. That cost him so much time. iHalix, though, still with the EMP for the next fight.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's going to be the key to just landing that EMP. If he gets 2 or 3 members, you'll get some value out of that. But what you really want is the big one, 4, 5, 6. That's what you're pushing for. You gotta wait till they all grouped up. iHalix is in there, being sneaky little somber.
Absolutely, iHalix. No, Pika, that's huge. They trade, however. Spawn advantage still towards the defense. Hakan, though, didn't get caught. Uses the blade. I think they're gonna be able to push back the Team Exile. Yeah, they are. Unfortunate that EMP gonna go to waste. 43 seconds on the clock now, Pulse. Do you expect any switches to come out at the last second, or do you think they're just gonna stay with their comp?
Maybe some tracer picks or something, just to kind of get them onto the point faster. Maybe a Doomfist or something. But it really, at this point, you kind of just have to run what you have. Swallows isn't even in the mech right now, so it's not looking too optimistic for Team Exile right now to kind of push in. Pyro has the blade, and he has to open it up pretty quickly. Find some picks early. That's what you have to deal with. And look at this. Hakan going over to the Doomfist.
Oh! That's brutal.
Brutal.
Man, poor Swally's has just been bullied left and right. Please don't bully this man. I'm going to call the bully hunters on you guys. You orkGP, but here comes Pyro with the blade up top. He's very low, though, and the Mercy, of course, cannot out-heal that anymore. Neither can Mr. Mustachio and the Atoms' combined efforts. And orkGP are going to prevent Team Exile from capping the second point. But regardless, I think that the Team Exile put up a solid effort here, taking the first point. Against orkGP's dominant ultimate. It's all gonna come down to this, Pulse.
Yeah, it is. I mean, look, if Team Exile wins this, if they're able to hold them back on point A and not get a take on point B, I mean, it's gonna be a rematch here in the semifinals. So they're playing. Orcs is playing with a lot on the line here, and they like they said, they never have that never say die mentality. So I think Assault and Control are their game modes that really favor that kind of mentality and that team. I can imagine they're just gonna keep running the goats right into it, because goats is strong for orkGP. They just keep running it, and I think goats comp supports that mentality, the never say die mentality. Always stick together, always keep fighting on the point. It's a great strategy it's a great comp for a strategy like that. So definitely pretty even, and they're gonna get their chance to go on the attack, and they want to take it with a lot of time. So I can expect them to come out of the gate swinging.
Absolutely, that's what you want to do. And Pulse, how else would they come out of the gate swinging but with good old Goats comp? Do you think they're going to run this on the offense, or what do you think they might have in mind?
I think it's definitely just gonna be a straight up goats comp. They're still in spawn right now, so that comp isn't set just yet. I don't think they're gonna team exile us and just do a mass switch last second and confuse your casters. Don't do that. Don't confuse your casters.
Please don't
We're
debate us.
confused.
We don't need this. We don't need this type
We're-
of bullying. We've already seen that onto poor Swaldies. You can't bully us as well. Hakan, there we go. Watch them switch this up at 1 second, but they're running the goats comp right now. Good. Okay.
Which is the dive.
They're out of the game. They walk out. They walk back in and swap to something else. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah. Casters are already confused as it is, so don't keep doing that to us. But yeah, you're right. The Ghost comp is still a thing. Alex is going to be on the sniper role. Pyro is going to be raining down that spam damage.
Oh, look at that.
On the
Push.
defense.
Oh, Pika found right away.
There's Pika.
Starboy hooked. He's able to boop, though. He's able to stay alive for the time being, and they've already got one tick on the point right now. You need to move in, but Alex is set up on the outside here with this crossfire onto the point itself, just chipping him down, doing the damage. They're contesting the point right now. Swallies is there. DeKest is the next one to fall. He does catch Swallies before he does. Reckless now is pressuring Alex here. Alex going to be finished off. No, he's able to escape. By the skin of his teeth there, Pulse, and the defense, they're holding strong for now, but I don't know how long they can fight this fight. Swaldies is brought back in it. Cloud Kid, they're just chasing around. Play the Benny Hill theme, somebody. He is finished off already. They're on the point. Adam is falling. Alex does catch a con, but it's looking like the momentum is starting to swift towards the orkGP. White right now. Mr. Mustachio, he's got the Valkyrie. Might invest it. Pyro's got the tire as well. Needs to find himself in his good position, but no, they're going to concede the first point. And I think Pulse, they're just putting their eggs in the basket that they can hold second point for 7 minutes, but it's gonna be a tall order.
Yeah, and you want to engage right now. You just took out Mr. Mustachio and Pyro, so you want to engage while it's a 6v4, but that spawn advantage is going to be too strong, and they're going to get back to full strength pretty quickly.
Watch Pyro here. He's got the tire pulls, and this could single-handedly shut down the offense. He's waiting out this sound barrier for the time being, and there he's going to use it. Looking for the frags, looking for the picks. He's got your number, Cloud Kid, and he's going to find you. But before you can use the Graviton Surge, that's massive. Goes for the charge. The Kest there doesn't find anything, but Hakan! A triple kill from him! Might have just opened things up. It's done it! Hakan, his efforts have just won the OSGP this match. What on earth was that? He just stepped up to the plate and just absolutely annihilated Team Exile here. I hope that's play of the game because I'm so disappointed I missed that.
Oh, here it is.
What on earth is that, Hakan? Oh my goodness. I thought they had that with Pyro's bomb right away, but man, through the window and then finds the shot of Mr. Mustachio and the Adam in succession. What on earth, Hakan? Man, on a mission right now, and he did it. He won the orkGP this game, and holy cow!
And he
What a
single-handedly, he also single-handedly won orkGP, the first place spot. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the playoffs are set. The semifinals are going to be Ronin Horde versus Team Exile, and orkGP will take that first place spot, and we will see them in the finals. That's the next time you'll see these guys. That's the next time you'll see Starboy and DeKest and Hakan and all that. It will be in the grand finals.
Oh yeah.
Whew. Well, that will bring us an end to the group stages, and we've had our ups, we've had our downs, and we saw a lot of teams out here. So I just want to give a shout out to all the other teams that were in this tournament, to that competed right up to the end, even though they either got eliminated early. But if you guys don't know, the final standings of the whole tournament are going to be orkGP with first place, Ronin Horde with second place, Team Exile with third place, Lowly Esports in fourth place, EXIOUS Esports in fifth place, and Regenerate in sixth place. And that's really all these teams here. They all deserve to feel proud of how they competed here. Maybe they didn't get the results they wanted, but they're still some of the best teams I've ever seen play. And but that is the end of our group stages. I feel very lucky to have been able to cast this with my partner here. I'm sure he feels the same.
Absolutely, and we're just waiting to see who it is we're gonna interview here. But man, what a series this was. We saw that Team Exile put up a great showing against the orkGP White, and I can't wait for playoffs because these guys are going to be playing at their full strength, and I'm sure Ronin Horde too is going to be taking a look at this VOD and seeing how these teams are playing and what they should expect from either team, and when the playoffs do arrive very soon. But that's going to end things out. I'm not sure when the playoffs are going to be. We'll try to update you guys as soon as possible, as soon as I know. But until then, doesn't seem like we got anything left for the week here. You know, do know we want to get the non-pro playoffs in, as well as perhaps the pro playoffs sometime this week. That's what Warren told me, so I'm just gonna wait and hear from him, to see what it is that we are gonna plan for that. And again, now Pulse, we're just stalling once more. We're just waiting for an interview. How long can we talk about just random stuff here? You know what? Let's bring this. You moved recently, didn't you, Pulse?
Yep, I'm in my new room right now where all I have is a desk, a couple monitors, a bed, and boxes everywhere that I have to unpack. But yes, I did move recently. So if the sound quality is a little different than before, sorry about that. And that is actually why I missed the some tournaments before, some days before, is because I'm preparing for this big move, and I'm here in sunny California.
Sunny California. Well, I mean, California is also on fire right now, so that's fun. But here we go. We're bringing in that Cloud Kid now, and that Cloud Kid, how you doing?
Hello, very good. How's you?
We're doing good as well, Pulse. I'm sure he would agree with me there. Great
Yep.
series today. It was great to see you guys. You know, did you expect Team Exile to perhaps be as a formidable of an opponent as they seem to be?
They were pretty good. We were definitely surprised at first, and on the second and the third map, we just had to give it all in order to win.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and with this win today, you guys lock up that first place spot in the playoffs. So you don't have to do a semifinal things. You're just going to go straight to the finals. So
Yep.
your opponents are either going to be Ronin Horde or Team Exile, and you got to face Ronin Horde a couple days ago, and now you face Team Exile for the first time today. And just we're not saying we're not going to call your predictions, but like, which team do you think it would be a little bit more formidable to go against, Exile or Ronin Horde?
I don't know. I think both teams are very good. Alex, I think today showed me his very good Widow's Kids, and Ronin Horde. I think it was 4 days ago, was also a strong team to go against. I don't think there is a team that. They're both pretty good. That's what I want to say. But we've also got. As you can see, when it comes to clutch moment, Hakan can show us
Goodness.
his EU hitscan skills, even though he's playing mostly projectile. But yeah, pretty good impression.
Absolutely, and you guys put up a really great performance here today, and Hakan, oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness, want to talk about him. That Hanamura play was crazy. He could single-handedly won you guys that fight. That was great to see.
Yeah.
Just such a clutch play.
Absolutely.
Does he often make big plays like that, or is he just a little bit inconsistent? Sometimes he makes big plays, sometimes he just...
No. He's not like that. He's very consistent. Always, he's here when the team wants him. Where the team wants him to be. He's like, he always does his job, and if he has to do more, he's gonna try hard, and he'll do more. What can I say?
Yeah, that's just the performance you guys are at. But it seems that like you guys have been playing together for a while, but you also seem to have some very clear comms. You guys know like when to engage. You guys just have a great team synergy. You're always moving at when. So you mentioned it earlier, when you get into that, those clutch situations where you have to kind of you really have to move quickly. How is the comms compared to you're waiting on defense, you're waiting for the attackers to come, and you have a strategy, compared to you have to face these teams and react quickly? Like how's the difference between in comms?
Well, we have strategies already made up. Before, if something, a particular scenario happens, we need to apply this strategy. And when something unexpected happens, it's really the com gets a little bit excited for sure, but the player who thinks that has the good info, the clutch information, says it a little bit loud, but he says it in comms. But otherwise, comms are pretty clear. We know mostly what to do, when to do it.
That's awesome. Yeah, so you guys have just like pre-planned scenarios essentially, so
Yes.
that whatever they throw at you, you like know exactly how to react.
Yeah,
you gotta have them. So if you don't have them and they pull off some very weird combo, you just lose. So there's a lot of work off scene as well. So
Yeah,
Oh
off
yeah,
season.
absolutely.
that's what we spent our last months doing.
Yeah,
As
absolutely.
we are a very solid group, and we're mostly friends. We don't consider that only a team. We're also friends, so that helps with the coordination.
Oh
That's
yeah, I'm
awesome.
sure. That's great to hear. You know, teams there's the two
Yeah.
aspects to it, right? There's the in game and then there's the out of game. Because if you work
Mhm.
together in game but you don't like each other out of game, you will not ever be as good as a team that
Right.
Yes,
is
absolutely.
friends inside and outside. So that's great to hear from you guys, and it totally
Thank
shows. I
you.
mean, in your play style, right? Like the way you guys go is just so coordinated. Like we've said, you know, many times on the stream, it seems like you guys have a plan for everything, and that's basically the fact. You do have a plan for everything, you know, and that's just the preparation and the work that you guys put into it, and it definitely shows and definitely pays off.
Well, sometimes it's a little bit unexpected, but Dekest is here to make the good call, and Hakan is here to execute it,
All
Yeah.
right.
to execute the call.
All right. Yeah. So I guess my final question is for you: is do you have any words for your future opponents in the playoffs?
Special words, not really, but just uh, just give it your all, and we'll hope
Okay.
that the final will be the best shoutcasting match for you
Oh
possible.
yeah.
Yeah,
Shoutcasting
we're
wise, I
ready.
think.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be a good one for sure. Today's matches were great, and you know, thank you
Mhm.
for coming in and telling to us and talking to us, and we'll see you in the finals. Very excited to see you guys
Yes,
play.
no problem, guys. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, you
See
too.
ya.
All right, Pulse. That's going to be
All
that.
right.
Group stages are now officially over. We talked about it. Orcs GP rounding us out at the top of the list. Then Ronin Horde. Then Team Exile. And it's going to be Team Exile going up against the Ronin Horde at some time in the near future. And then the finals are going to be the whoever wins that match versus the Orcs GP White Pulse. Are you excited?
Oh, I'm so excited. Like, if that was a sneak peek about how the playoffs are going to be, then I am beyond hyped for what's going to happen in these upcoming days. Like we said, make sure you follow, our Twitters or, a Twitter for the Russian Overwatch Cup, just so you know when. We'll definitely tweet out as much as we can when we have
Oh, yeah.
information when those playoffs are coming around. Pro and non-pro, we know you guys are also keeping up with those other tournaments. Isn't the only tournament you're keeping up with. So we will let you know as soon as we have that info. So just make sure you're keeping updated on that stuff.
Absolutely. But until then, we will see you all next time for the playoffs and the finals. Again, we'll keep you updated on that. But until then, Pulse, oh, that kind of screwed up my whole momentum. So let's just restart. Pretend you never heard that. I was
Okay.
Rian, your play-by-play caster. With me was Pulse on the color casting as well. Just filling you guys in, keeping you guys informed. And we will all see you next time. Have a good week.